What is up, everyone, and welcome to the WAN Show. We've got a great show for you guys this week, which is fortunate because yesterday evening I was sitting at the looking at the dock going, what on earth are we going to talk about? And then we had one of the wildest Fridays ever. Advertisers are pulling out of Twitter. Sam Altman is out as the CEO of OpenAI. I mean, who could have seen either of these things coming? What else we got this week, Luke?
Fortnite banned skins for little kids, and people are upset about it, and I think it's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know but you took the good ones. You take the good ones every time. What do you want?
What about the blue bubbles on nothing Android phones and all Android phones? Maybe RCS something.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
There might not be any bubble color elitism soon. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll find another way.
And I didn't even take that Amazon's going to be selling cars. Would you?
I don't care about that.
Would you download a car from Amazon?
No.
No, but I would download this intro. It's not on YouTube.
What?
The show is brought to you today by Kudos, Thorum, and Green Man Gaming. Why don't we jump right into our first topic of the day? Unfortunately, this is very much a developing story. We don't know a ton about it other than that Sam Altman is out as CEO of OpenAI. My news source here says fired. Oh, yes, that's true. Okay, we do know that. The board has ousted Altman for allegedly lying to them, which I guess would make it pretty hard to do your job. They claim that they no longer have confidence in his ability to lead, and they now need an alt-man. I added that last part. That was me. I take full responsibility for that. They say his departure follows a deliberative review process by the board, which concluded that he was not consistently candid in his communications. So not only did they fire him, they fired him, they called him a liar. Dang. It's not really clear at this time what Mr. Altman is alleged to have hidden from the board, but OpenAI CTO Mira Murati has taken over as the interim CEO. Sam did tweet. He says, "I loved my time at OpenAI. It was transformative for me personally, and hopefully the world a little bit. Most of all, I loved working with such talented people. We'll have more to say about what's next later." Our discussion question here is, how big of a deal is this, and will it affect the long and short-term future of AI development? I think, he's already ready. He's ready to talk. He's opening up the chest. He's inhaling the air. He's ready to let it out.
Yeah, I think it's an extremely big deal. I think it's a big deal for a bunch of reasons. OpenAI is clearly a market leader, and Greg Brockman, the co-founder and president of OpenAI, stepped down as well. So Sam was fired. Greg Brockman stepped down just hours after Sam was fired, immediately quitting. And I think this is going to spell probably a lot of other people at OpenAI stepping down, which, I don't think is going to necessarily result in the destruction of the market leader of OpenAI, just due to the amount of money and backing that Microsoft is able to put behind this. But it is a pretty major blow. If Silicon Valley has a golden boy right now, it is Sam Altman for sure. So to have him outed like this, and to have some really big names from OpenAI, I'm saying some right now because I suspect by the time the majority of people watch this, some will be true. Right now, as far as I know, it's only one. But having the CEO and the co-founder / president both disappear within a few hours, I think that's going to end up sending waves and result in more than just those people.
Greg Brockman's statement is pretty savage. Hi, everyone. I'm super proud of what we've all built together since starting in my apartment 8 years ago. We've been through tough and great times together, accomplishing so much despite all the reasons it should have been impossible. But based on today's news, I quit. Damn.
Just straight into the point. Yeah.
There's another paragraph, but that was really that was the meat and potatoes of it. Wow. That is absolutely wild. I mean, this is, guys, for context, okay? This is like if in the 90s, the board had kicked out Bill Gates and Ballmer had been like, F it, I'm out. Like, here goes the founder, here goes the right-hand man, it's over. With that said, I mean, there are some people that I've seen compare Sam Altman to Steve Jobs. I don't know that they mean that in a flattering way or a negative way. There were certainly things about Mr. Jobs that were both good and admirable, and but the good thing about this is that it gives him a chance to have a very similar arc. So I see this as an absolute win.
This all happened like right now. I just got a shared from Handyman in Floatplane Chat a post from Axios.com, which I don't know if I can share with Linus for screen sharing reasons right now very easily, but I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna post it right here. Oh, it's suggestion based. I had this removed before, and then I guess my rights were taken from me. But there's a suggestion in the doc. Maybe I'm being ousted. Yeah, apparently Microsoft didn't even know this was happening because it happened from the board. And the board, as far as my understanding goes, again, we don't have a ton of notes on this because this like just happened.
Wow.
But the board is comprised of people that actually don't have stock in the company. So Microsoft invested billions of dollars in OpenAI, as Axios said.
What, they didn't get a board seat?
And didn't know that the CEO was being ousted.
Are you kidding me? They don't have a board seat?
Not sure.
Okay, so guys, just for some context, you are not necessarily a member of the board of directors just because you are an investor. And you are not necessarily an investor just because you are a member of the board of directors. But correct me if I am wrong here. Typically, it is expected that there's some skin in the game for you to be in such a position of power, such that you can vote on the actions of the company at a level that is, assuming you have a unanimous decision or even a majority decision, above the level of CEO. And also that if you are spending the kind of time and effort and energy that it would take to be a functioning member of the board of directors, that you'd probably be interested in having some skin in the game, assuming that the company wasn't shit and actually had a chance, right? So there tends to be a lot of overlap there. And it is...
Okay.
Oh, it's entirely non-investors because they're non-profit-ish. Says Male 929 in Floatplane Chat. Okay, I'll admit that I don't know much about how the structures of a non-profit would work because all of my experience is realistically just talking about this stuff on WAN Show and also running Linus Media Group Inc. So every once in a while, I will say something that is sort of based on either a like small business perspective or a Canadian perspective, because I'm not always familiar with US laws with respect to this kind of thing. But that actually kind of makes sense, but also is kind of wild. Wow.
Yeah, I think that, so we talked about this on WAN Show a long time ago. I don't remember all the details, but they were solidly nonprofit for a long time. I think the nonprofit still owns the company, but I think the nonprofit and the company that most people know about are actually different. And the company under the nonprofit is effectively for profit at this point, but still owned by this nonprofit, which would have the ability to do things like oust the CEO, I guess.
Wow.
Wild. Absolutely wild.
Yeah, and I mean, to be clear, it's not like I know Mr. Altman personally. So I'm not going to sit here and go, yeah, I think he's a genius and the nicest guy you'll ever meet and whatever, right? Like, I don't actually know for a fact that they need him necessarily. They might. They also might not, but it looks like the rumor mill is moving extremely quickly right now. The only thing that I'll say about that is we should, give this a little bit of time to settle before we try to draw
Yeah.
any firm conclusions, because the reality of it is, unless your name is someone who actually works directly with any of these people, of which there are maybe dozens, like not that many, even within these companies, people might not have a perfect context for exactly what any individual's contributions or lack thereof might mean for the future of the company. I think we should just give a little bit of time for the dust to settle and then see how this shakes out. It probably won't have an immediate impact on their roadmap because, you know, these kinds of things don't change on a dime. But then again, it might. Senior leadership's out. Long live the new king. Whew.
Yeah. Yeah. I know one thing that I would say is that it, in regards to being a CEO for a like Silicon Valley style company, I think he's done a rather legendarily good job of like what that job mostly seems to be, which is like building hype and investor interest in your company.
That's fair.
So
Yeah.
like I don't
Chief
think
PR
I don't think it's
representative.
going to be hard.
Or investor
Yeah,
relations
yeah.
representative.
Pretty much. I think that's effectively what that role is for a lot of those type of companies. So I'm sure this is not the end of Mr. Altman as far as hearing from and about him. I'm sure there will be something next. I wouldn't be surprised. I have no idea. But I wouldn't be surprised. People are saying like, oh, we're going to see a Steve Jobs moment where like he's outed and then he comes back. If I had to put my prediction hat on, I think the coming back, I wouldn't be too surprised if it was with Microsoft more properly.
I was going to say, if Microsoft just hires him and then just buys OpenAI outright, I could see
something like that.
I could see something like that potentially, but that depends. I mean, again, this comes down to not having researched or not fully understanding the nuances of how the whole nonprofit part of this works. It's possible that this board would be able to prevent such an acquisition from taking place. Whereas in the case of something like a public company, they might not be able to stop it as long as the acquisition was in the best interest of the individual investors who hold the shares of the company, right? Like those are rules that I do have a bit more knowledge about. But in this case, I'm in kind of uncharted territory here because this is a super weird it's a super weird corporate structure. The fact that they started out as this nonprofit, and then my understanding is they created a for-profit entity that the nonprofit owns and controls, which is like, okay, what?
Really weird.
Yeah, how are you a nonprofit? Okay, so hold on, Luke. Linus Media Group Incorporated is a nonprofit, but Linus Tech Tips, the YouTube channel, totally for profit. Give me that money. And I mean, if Linus Media Group happens to make money, then I guess we chill, right? I mean, we're not going to take it. We're just going to leave it. We're going to leave it in LTT-ink. It's just there. We didn't make that. They made it, and we're gonna leave it there. We're not gonna. But I'll never touch it. I promise. Like, I don't know. It just seems like a super weird structure.
Yeah, someone, King Hippo in Flipplay chat said exactly how Firefox and Mozilla work. That's cool. But I think the finances running through OpenAI are a little bit more intense.
Sick.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway. There's a lot for us to talk about this week, so we could sit and speculate about what this means forever, but I don't think we're going to be able to. Why don't we move on to Luke's chosen topic? Fortnite is restricting access to certain skins. Wow. Oh, man. Dang it, Fortnite. How dare you?
It's so juicy.
Tell us all
yesterday,
about it, Luke.
Fortnite players found that skins in their locker had a new warning symbol on them alongside a notice that those items could only be used in areas rated 12 plus for teens only. 12? Does that count as a teen? I don't think
Tween,
so.
I guess.
The change was made without warning, but Epic Games has since confirmed that only around 7% of their skin library are now age restricted. The consensus among players is that skins featuring specific weaponry like pistols or knives are the ones that are going to be restricted from islands with a lower age rating. Oddly, skins like Michael Myers, the fictional serial killer, are not actually restricted because I guess he's just wearing a mask.
Yeah, what's wrong with a hockey player? That's Ken Dryden.
True, yeah. According to Epic, next year skins will be able to auto-adjust in appearance depending on the rating of the area. Epic has been accused of this is a totally different thing. Epic has been accused of nerfing Omni-Man's butt, his glutes. His glutes are rather flat in the Epic avatar. I don't know how this has anything to do with the previous part of this, but there's a question saying, should Epic return Omni-Man's cake? And I think, yeah, why not? I just thought this was like funny because the discussion question was, these skins have significant monetary value to the kids who bought them. Should they be offered a refund on their value?
This is the big one for me, because if we're going to talk about...
Do kids buy these?
I mean, yeah, sure. Are adults buying them? Come on. I'm kidding. If you guys buy Fortnite skins, that's fine. I get it. But
I see.
Yeah, my point is, like, this is, I think, the real conversation here is if you're going to treat your digital merchandise like it has some kind of value, the same way that physical merchandise would, then I think it's not an entirely unfair expectation as the buyer of aforementioned merchandise that it should, if it doesn't retain its value necessarily, retain its other intrinsic qualities over some period of time. And I think we saw this play out. We saw this expectation play out, that a skin would continue to operate the same way that it did in the past when Valve launched CS2. They didn't have to make the skins carry over from CSGO to CS2, but I think they correctly assessed that the community outcry would be immense if all of a sudden people weren't going to be able to enjoy the skins that they've spent $10, $100, $1,000, $10,000 on from a day-to-day basis. And for some people that enjoyment means playing with them. For other people that enjoyment just means looking at their collection, right? Like, we can't, I'm not here to judge the value of collecting skins right now. I think I've said enough on that in the past. But what I will judge is the company's responsibility to maintain some level of continuity for that product that you have purchased. And I honestly think this kind of sucks. I get what they're trying to do. They're recognizing that the game...
It's not restricted for the whole game, though. It's restricted specifically for islands that have a... I don't know anything about Fortnite, but I think islands are like custom games. I don't think they're like standard matches. And it's for islands that have a low age range. Yeah, it's not like they took the skins from them. You can still play the main game. You can still play probably the vast majority of the game, just not islands that are age restricted to 12.
Okay, counterpoint. Let's say you paid for an expensive VR chat avatar to be created for you, and all of a sudden VR chat came to you and said, okay, yeah, you can't wear that skin in, certain age group chat rooms.
I have a strong feeling there are probably VR chat avatars that probably shouldn't be available.
Okay, but I was getting to that. Look, there are two obvious counterpoints to this. One is if you're an adult hanging out in like a minor's, chat room or whatever, then quite frankly, it should have nothing to do with the avatar you're wearing. You probably just shouldn't be there. Okay, number one.
Move on.
So I'm talking about kids who own this skin, right? Okay, we chill, we good. Number two is, in my example, that was a third-party skin, but this is a first-party skin. So this is as though VR Chat themselves had a service where you can buy an avatar, and then all of a sudden you can't wear it to your favorite chat room or island or whatever the case may be. Because my understanding is these islands can in many cases contain social experiences as well as just raw hardcore gaming experience. Is that correct? I am not a Fortnite expert. I don't even pretend to be one.
No clue. One of the things that confuses me the most about this, as someone who doesn't know anything about Fortnite, is even the box art has guns on it, doesn't it?
I think so.
Like, aren't the people standing next to the Fortnite logo? Don't they have firearms? And then like, if they can play, like, is there actually an account for Fortnite where you can't actually play the battle royale? Yeah, like there's a shotgun right next to the logo. Like part of me is like, yeah, sure, I don't know, maybe they should be able to have age restricted skins for like kid lobbies, but why is anyone
Maybe on those islands they're walkie-talkies.
but like, you have to click on the thing to launch the game. Like, you'd have to go into the Epic Game Store, which uses tiles for their game launching, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've used it, but like, but I don't know. I feel like once you even, like, the loading screen to launch the game, I feel like probably has firearms on it. I don't know. I understand the idea of trying to consider what content is going to be available in kid lobbies. I deeply question the idea of Fortnite having kid lobbies at all. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Here's an example. So farming simulator. Okay, so here's an island you can go to. Crafting, survival, grow and sell crops, rated everyone, mild fantasy violence.
You still have to launch the game.
4v4 team fight, teen. Yeah.
I don't know.
This just seems like the kind of thing that was probably a lot of development effort, when it would have been simpler to just put a disclaimer that says, okay, kids, don't use this. And then the kids just would, just like they always did. And then everyone could have just kind of gone about their day. But maybe I'm missing something here.
Yeah, I don't know. You could make it so that anyone with a kid account can't see the skins that are restricted if you're on one of those islands.
Oh,
so it
here.
just shows like default skin or something.
One of our children on staff, Ariel from the lab, says, I'm 90% sure that skins are banned in the main game, which is where most of the players are. So 12 plus islands are rare.
Wait, what? Skins are banned in the main game?
Well, not all. Okay, Ariel, what are you talking about? I'm going to need a little bit more clarification.
I don't think is right. I'm 90% sure skins are banned in the main game.
Oh, it's like most of the Fortnite content is all ages, and some stuff is 12 plus where you can use the skins. Is that right?
I'm just going to have to wait for Ariel to clarify what the heck he's talking about. He knows a lot about engineering stuff, though. He's really good at that stuff.
And he's really good at that hockey game that we played.
Oh, Slapshot Rebound? No kidding.
Yeah. I don't know how he got that good that fast, but he's very good at it.
Ariel just says yes.
Yes. What an answer.
Brother, I'm trying to help you out here. I'm trying to help you out.
Oh, no.
World class.
Please clarify, what is a children on staff? I just mean he's really young. The main game is all ages, I think, he says. Okay. Well,
yeah.
So,
but you can use skins in the main game.
So, okay. I think his point, I think I get it. I think his point is that these like custom game modes, very few of them are going to be 12 plus because most people would just be playing the main game.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. That makes sense. Well, at any rate, Fortnite news. Let's move on, because ultimately, who really cares? Let's talk instead about whatever Dan says we're supposed to do.
You got 25 minutes until we're doing merch messages, and you're already on topic 2, which is supposed to start in 3. So third topic?
What about third topic?
You can have third topic.
What do you want to talk about, Luke? Should we do nothing? Adding blue bubble messaging on Android?
Yep.
Pretty cool, right? All right, this was reported by The Verge and 9to5Mac and basically everyone and their dog, but Nothing, the phone company, to be clear, not Nothing, the absence of anything, has announced Nothing Chats, an app that will make a text from an Android phone show up as an iMessage on iPhone, as well as enabling features like group chats, typing indicators, and voice notes. The app, exclusive to the Nothing phone, is a collaboration with Sunbird, which provides iMessage to Android bridging services in beta. When Marques Brownlee asked if this operates similar to other bridging systems that route Android messages through a Mac server farm, Nothing confirmed that their solution is the same as that. Yes. So what this means is that users have to give access to their iCloud credentials to Nothing or Sunbird. I guess probably Sunbird directly. However, Nothing says that Sunbird stores them as a token in an encrypted database and deletes them after 2 weeks of inactivity. Okay. Realistically, if implemented the way that they say it is, Luke, probably fine.
Probably fine. Probably fine enough, I'll say. Not fine entirely, but fine enough.
But the challenge here is, you know, the old saying as it goes, trust but verify. Luke, is there any way that anyone could verify this?
No. I don't think so.
I mean, unless you basically
try to break into it and fail.
Oh, okay, that's not
not a suggestion.
Yeah, really.
not legal advice.
It's not investment advice either. It's nothing. Just you know what? Show's over. Show's over. Forget it.
We're out of here.
See you later. Have a good weekend. Damn it, Luke. Only 2 days later, though, Apple announced that all of this may be completely unnecessary. They are finally doing it. Okay, can we speculate for a little bit here? What do you think it was that made Apple cave? No, I wanted to have more fun with it, Luke. You ruined it. I was going to talk about.
Honestly, I thought with the 14-second delay that the lineup was going to happen.
Well, okay. I was going to talk about some of the ways that certain other parties have tried to put pressure on Apple to adopt rich communication. I think the S is for service, but RCS message or rich communication messaging standard, whatever it is, RCS. For example, I remember one year at CES, I think it was, there were little text messages from Google to Apple or something like that, asking, why they used outdated SMS still on the iPhone. I know Google has put a ton of pressure on Apple to adopt RCS. I suspect, although I don't know for sure, that the mobile carriers in the major markets have probably maybe not put pressure on Apple, but asked respectfully for them to adopt RCS, because these legacy SMS messaging, or I shouldn't say messaging service, because SMS is short for short messaging service, but this legacy SMS stuff sucks. Encryption is not supported. Group chats suck. Just about everything about SMS kind of sucks. And MMS isn't much better. But it's been very obvious to anyone with two brain cells to rub together.
You got there.
No, I'm fine. I'm good. It's been obvious to anyone with a couple of brain cells to rub together that Apple's main motivation for keeping iMessage and all of those extra nice things about messaging from an iPhone to an iPhone exclusive to the iPhone has been all about keeping you locked into the ecosystem, which I don't think we have to rehash how perplexed all of that makes me. I've never understood it. The color of a bubble has never mattered to me. The idea of being reliant on my default SMS app for something like a group message or sending more complex emojis or sharing media is just, again, it's utterly bewildering to me. Like I have over half a dozen messaging apps on my phone, and that doesn't bother me. I don't know. Some people seem to really, really struggle with it, but it doesn't bother me at all. But for some reason, this has been a major consideration for people to not only stay on the iPhone, but buy iPhones, like in some cases for other members of their families. So anyway, the last major party putting pressure on them, yes, was the European Union. Thank you, Luke, for spoiling the punchline.
No problem.
In other
Anytime.
news, that's actually kind of a bigger deal to me. Actually, hold on. First, let's talk about the benefits of RCS. It can work over mobile data or Wi-Fi, which is super cool. It would allow for cross-platform use of iMessage-style features, and calling these iMessage features is ridiculous. So I'm just going to call them messaging app features, like read receipts, typing indicators, and higher quality images. That's super cool. Apple has previously criticized RCS as less secure than iMessage because it doesn't include end-to-end encryption. iPhone RCS messages might also route through Google servers because of Google's deal with phone carriers. Okay, that's interesting, which means that there is a solid possibility, nay, probability, that Android bubbles would remain green. So this is not exactly, the kumbaya, everything is completely interoperable moment that some people might be hoping that it is, but at the very least, you're not going to be stuck using 1998 technology when you're texting to your friend on an iPhone.
Could that mean, it says iPhone RCS messages might route through Google servers. Could that mean that some, if not all, iPhone bubbles could be green?
No.
Because if are you sure? Because if they're getting around it by sending them through Apple servers to make them blue, this is literally just the inverse.
No. Okay, so the reason it would be is because it's not coming straight Apple to Apple across only their own infrastructure. As soon as it goes out to someone else's infrastructure, my understanding is it wouldn't be blue, probably. Like, for example, when you're messaging from one iPhone to another, and this came up a lot more years ago, like back when I had my iPhone 4, occasionally I would be messaging to another iPhone user and the bubble would be green, and that would be because it was sent as an SMS. So if I didn't have data reception, but I did have cellular reception, you could still send a message, but it would show up as a green bubble. So I don't know if they patched that or if it's just way less likely these days to be in range of cellular, but out of range of data. I think that's probably, I don't remember the last time I had solid cellular reception such that I could send messages and make calls, but I had no data connection. But I've definitely seen that before. Anyway, the bigger news in my mind is that Apple, and as part of this same push from the EU, is required to allow side loading by next year. And according to leaks, financial filings from Apple, as well as code found in iOS 17.2 beta, Apple is preparing to allow side loading on iPhones well before that deadline happens, though they are still appealing iMessage and the App Store's designations as gatekeeper platforms. Man, side loading on the iPhone. Are you ready to go iPhone, Luke? I mean, you just bought an Android phone like a pleb. Don't you feel like an idiot now?
Well, I felt like an idiot for a while after I first got it because I didn't really like the phone. And now, honestly, every single time I pick up my 4A 5G, I'm like, wow, yep, I wish it was this still. So I don't know how I feel about my phone right now even. But honestly, the thing that kept me from going iPhone was more, there was cost and just the annoyance of learning a new thing, because I need my phone to do so little these days that I just don't really care. But I'm not completely against switching. It was fairly close. I was looking into iPhones, and I could see myself on an iPhone in the future. There's really very little keeping me on Android these days. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how many more buttons the EU pushes.
So I think it's time to talk about my AI pin.
Oh, what?
I ordered one.
Is this in the doc, or are you just chatting?
No, I'm just chatting. I'm like a Twitch stream right now. I'm in a hot tub.
Do you need me to change the title on Twitch?
I'm in a hot tub chatting. No, you don't need to change the title on Twitch, Dan. Thank you very much. Okay. That's very helpful.
That's my best.
You know, when does it arrive?
I don't know. I mean, does it matter? It's stupid.
Yeah, not really.
I spent $700 on this. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Familiar gestures. Like, what? So hold on a second. Do I need 2 whole ass hands to touch this thing and also project onto my hand? Are you kidding me?
Well, you
What's
don't
he
always have
looking
to
at?
project.
What is he
No.
looking at?
You don't always have to project.
No, I know you don't.
like-
You can just talk to it, and it can just, what's the best finish for paint? Eggshell, you idiot. Like, I don't know. Is that really? How much is a
so maybe
vintage?
he's just talking to it.
Oh, man. This is cringe, dude. I haven't even looked at their marketing for this thing.
I'm so excited for you to check it out.
I love that this baby is not immediately grabbing this and ripping it off her shirt, because anyone who's ever had a baby knows that that's the first thing it would do.
And I believe it would go flying because I think it's just magnetically held on, right?
Nice.
The battery goes on the inside, I think.
Nice.
So the battery would then like fall down inside of your shirt and the front of it would go flying.
Wait,
which would be
hold
great.
on. No. Hold on a second, Luke. Oh. Okay. No, I think I get it. So
What?
my Uber Eats order arrives, and then instead of getting the notification on my phone or on my smartwatch, I project it to my hand.
Yeah. Brilliant.
That was it. That was the light bulb moment for me. I get
Yep.
it.
Aren't you gonna have to like move your hand around out in front of you to like find where it's projecting as well? You're just gonna kind of
And like
be
you would
standing
you would
there
think
waving
that you
your
would
hand
get
around.
used to it.
They
You'd
invented the
think that you'd get used to
smartwatch.
it. But you're gonna put
Hold
it in
on, I just
slightly
gotta
different
read my
positions
text.
every time.
It's blurry.
Oh, so, it used to be that we had smartwatches, right? Like your Apple Watch or your Pixel Watch or whatever else. And then we had dumb watches, which were ones that didn't have connectivity and they just had a traditional movement. But I think what we're going to have to do is change these classifications, right? You're going to have your smartwatch, right, with your Wi-Fi connection and it's on your wrist and everything. You're going to have your traditional watch or your your movement watch, okay? And then you're going to have your dumb watch, which is basically like this fucking thing.
You gotta hold off until you actually have it. You gotta hold off a little bit. He's just frustrated because now he's actually spent money on it.
I
and he's
know. I
mad.
didn't care. It could just be stupid all at once over in its stupid little corner before I had to spend money on it.
Yeah. I can tell. It's a little bit harder with delay and not being able to judge body language all that much, but this is financial pain because now he's frustrated with the purchase.
And look, guys, look. I've seen a lot of mischaracterizations about my relationship with money over the last couple of months. There's been a lot of misunderstanding. I have no problem spending money. I will spend money in a way that is wise and justifiable. Day after day, week after week, year after year. You bring me a good business case for why we should spend some money. Let's spend some f***ing money. Let's go. No problem. We reinvest in this business hard.
Look at the lab.
I don't like wasting money.
Yeah.
This
It's not a waste. It's for a video.
is
It's content.
actual...
It's content.
No, but I'm not the only one buying it. I'm going to make a video. Sure. I'm going to get a return on my investment.
That's the point,
But
man.
Luke,
That's
someone
the
else is
point.
going to buy this. They're going to
Yeah,
buy
but you might-
garbage.
Okay.
Why don't we just
So there's
list
two-
garbage?
There's two options here. There's two options here.
BuyMyGarbage.com. Does that exist?
One, potentially, it's
I'm going to
amazing and you're
I'm
wrong.
going to have $1 billion valuation.
But
BuyMyActualFucking.garbage.com.
isn't that what Sweden does? And they incinerate it, and that's how they generate power.
Oh, it redirects to eBay.
Maybe they're.
I'm kidding.
I thought you were gonna say IKEA.
No, it's available. It's a premium domain. BuyMyGarbage.com.
That's actually really funny. Okay, so yeah, there's two paths forward. Either it's somehow amazing and then people buy it because
stop.
it's amazing. Or sure, maybe more likely, whatever, it's trash and then you would help to stop future purchases, right? Isn't that the whole point? Isn't that the whole point?
I love that to start my BuyMyGarbage.com e-tail site, I would have to buy their garbage domain. Look, I'm sorry you invested in this, but nobody's buying that for like $12,000 US. It's not happening. Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, we should have started on this topic. I'm feeling good. I haven't laughed that hard in a while. By the way,
you should do an eye switched with it. You should use it for 30 days.
I will not. I've suffered enough, Luke.
Or make Vance use it for a month.
No, I would never. That's cruel and unusual punishment. What did Vance do wrong?
Well, can't you have both of them? No, I mean he would torture it by interacting with it in front of you.
I will use it as an accessory. It'll be an accessory to my otherwise properly functional phone.
Is it
not an accessory?
I will use it. Look, hey, look. Here's all my notes on the LG wing it out the window.
Yeah, but you had to use that. You moved your SIM over, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
How is Google Docs so useless?
When we did like the Linux challenge, he just didn't use his computer.
See, I got good notes. I got notes on the wing. Those are all point form. I've got a few little videos I took of it just like glitching the crap out in terms of the... I have this one that I recorded just like on my... Because I have to carry two phones in case I actually need to get anything done and the wing just isn't working. But I've got this great one where I took a video of the wing in my hand where I can pull down the notification shade, but absolutely everything else fails to register anything. It's freaking awesome. You should totally buy a phone from a company that exited the phone market years ago. Strong recommend. Let's go.
Yeah. That's a little rough. Next topic. Are we doing merch messages yet? I feel like we're overdue.
Yeah, hit me, Dan.
Okay, let's see. What do we got? Hello, DLL. With the new Steam Deck OLED out, do you think it's better to buy a used LCD model or to spend the extra money on the OLED? I don't already own one.
Ooh, man, it's so personal. So, hold on. Let's first things first. You know, I don't want to speculate here. Let's see what Steam Deck non-OLEDs are going for here. Okay. Here's a 512 for $400. I'm going to ignore shipping because they're shipping to Canada. I will assume you're probably American, given that about 40% of our audience is. What's that now?
It says adult owned in the listing for that top one.
Oh, wow. Okay. Adult owned. All right.
I don't know if that's good.
I know some like pretty careless adults, so I don't.
That makes it worse.
I'm not sure that that's a positive. I'm a little.
I know adults that would drop themselves down the stairs, let alone a Steam Deck.
Doesn't it have a web browser too?
Steam Deck 1 terabyte SSD. Is that just the SSD? Oh no, this is an auction. Okay, this is an auction. I'm gonna change it to buy it now only. Hello, buddy. Oh, okay. Did I open that in a new tab? Oh wow, the limited edition. This guy wants $1,200. What? Okay, I'm gonna change it to buy it now only. Buy it now. Here we go. Let's shop. Okay, 64 gig upgraded to 512. I would take that over the 512 for sure. $320 for 256. Given how cheap SSDs are, I don't mind this deal either. If you can get like, $10 or $15 for your 256 gig SSD on Facebook Marketplace, you throw that into a 1 terabyte SSD, put that in there. $300. Hey, not bad. From Canada. Nice. At that price,
maybe it's kid owned.
Boy, is that ever appealing. Because see, here's the thing, right, guys? Is the new Steam Deck is not shipping at every price point. So if we go to Valve's site here, If you're buying something for 300, oh man, how do I get to the US pricing? Dang it. Valve makes this really difficult. Oh? No, yeah, just language. I don't get to pick a different region. So I forget what the stupid US pricing is because I can't access it. Gah! USD. Oh, hey, yeah, here it is. Here we go. Okay, so the Steam OLED is available at 512 gigs for $549. So the entry level one, right? The $400 one is still the old LCD version. So we are talking about a difference of, if it's $300 for a used last gen Steam Deck, there's not going to be any used OLEDs, and if there are, they're probably going to be selling at an elevated price as opposed to a discounted price. So we could be talking nearly double the amount for the upgraded screen, the upgraded haptics, the upgraded basically everything, the better power, better battery life. Oh man, better battery life. That is a big deal. If you're planning to play, mostly within range of an outlet, I would say, yeah, there's a strong argument to be made for the older one. Actually, in any case, there's a strong argument to be made for the older one. But if you are going to be often away from the wall, where you are not going to be able to easily plug in, and battery life matters a lot to you, I think it's worth the extra, even ignoring the awesome new screen. And oh man, it's so good. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and like the OLED immediately sold out, right? So like I don't think you're gonna be able to get it easily for a long time anyways.
Oh yeah, I wonder what the lead times are like. Do they even provide an estimate? Oh yeah, no, hold on a second. Look at this. Estimated delivery, 3 to 5 business days, boys. I guess they were ready this time. They've probably been producing these for weeks or months, getting stock together so that they could have a launch that's not just a cluster of scalping.
My friend must be confused then. He's like, I can't believe I missed it. I tried to buy it. I couldn't get it.
Oh, they might be talking about the limited edition clear one.
That's definitely what they're talking about.
Yeah, because those...
I thought the 1 terabyte OLED and that were the same.
Those are getting scalped hard.
How limited edition is that?
Very.
Is it completely gone?
Oh, yeah. I think Jake got one.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, super cool. It's limited enough that they weren't even willing to send out any samples of them, even if we returned it. They were like, no, we really don't have a lot of these. So yeah, people are wanting like a few $100 uplift for these things. And I think people are going to go for it, especially knowing that Valve's probably not going to do a Steam Deck 2, like a big hardware refresh for probably another year or two at least.
Yeah.
Oh, limited edition is still 1 to 2 weeks shipping. I didn't see it. Let's have a look here. Steam Deck limited edition. Let's see if it's available. Limited edition. No way. Estimated delivery 1 to 2 weeks. You can still get them. Okay, well,
really?
What makes people think they're going to be able to scalp this thing? Is it still available in the US? Maybe this is just a Canadian thing. Oh, it's on its own page. Oh, no. BuyMyFingGarbage.com goes to LTTStore.com now, apparently.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Terrible.
Got to be careful with calling out
it.
domains like that because people could redirect it.
Oh, yeah. But guys, no guarantee it'll still go there at any point or that there isn't any kind of bad things happening with it or anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because people want it outside of the US and Canada. That's why. And Valve hasn't made it available in many parts of the world yet. So that's what these eBay sellers are counting on. Okay, that makes sense. I wonder how many to let me buy then. Kidding. Everybody relax. Luke, I'm pretty sure I could feel your butthole clench from here. Across an ocean.
Linus, why did the stream go down? There's men outside.
You know what's kind of crazy?
Yeah.
It won't let me do it at all because I'm in Japan right now. I even tried to buy it like through my desktop application of Steam, but it redirects me to, I understand the desktop application is just loading web pages, but it redirects me to like a browser, external browser web page if I wanted to try to get that one. And I can't, it like forgets that I'm
Yes,
using
Rick,
a
it
Canadian
does.
account, and it won't let me buy it.
That's wild. All right. Man, now I'm tempted. Should I get one? Wait, did you try to buy
I'm more
one?
tempted now, too. I was seeing what would happen on this end, but no, I didn't try to buy one.
Oh, okay. I thought you were finally ready for a Steam Deck, because I thought we had talked about it and you said you still weren't going to go for it. It would have been pretty nice on the plane, man.
It would have, but you know what I did?
Played Final Fantasy VI on your laptop. Read a book.
I just slept.
I slept. Okay. Oh, wow. You're getting old, dude.
Yep.
Look how old and boring you are.
Yep.
Look at these arms. Pinner.
I'm trying, man.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
They're weak, dude.
Look at this, though. 4 hands.
Even my arms are bigger. Oh, no, they're about the same. All right, Dan, hit me with another merch message.
Sure, but I don't know what we just did, and what is this, and what is a merch message?
I'm not sure which one it was.
No, I mean you're supposed to explain.
No, but you got to tell people what it is.
Right. I wonder if I'm the one getting the brain lag now, Luke. Merch messages. They're the way to interact with the show. Don't use Twitch bits. Don't use a whatever the thing is called on YouTube. Super chat. Yeah, thanks, Dan. You want a merch message because you get to interact with the show. You can have your message show up here. It might be replied to by producer Dan. Look at that. Look at that helpful reply. Maybe. Wow, great job, producer Dan. It might be forwarded to someone internally who can help you out, or it might be curated so that Luke and I can talk about it on the show, just like the one that you guys just heard. How to send a merch message, you might ask? Well, you go to LTTStore.com, throw something in your cart, and right there you're going to see a little box. You just fill out your merch message in there, and then place your order, and we will get to it in due course. Or we won't. And then, hey, sorry about that, but at least you got some high-quality merchandise in the mail. Speaking of high-quality merchandise for the store, we do have a few updates that you guys might want to consider if you were thinking of sending a merch message this week, starting, of course, with our sexy fruit underwear. It's kind of old news now, but inspired by the hack back in March, we have launched, that's right, my friends, strawberry underwear. They're so cute. We also, to complete the collection, launched our... Oh, this is still strawberry. What is he holding? Okay, sure. It's a weight. It's not a hanging, dangling gray ball. We also launched, to accompany our strawberry underwear, eggplant, which is not about making you feel inadequate. It's just a color. And peach. This is great. It's a great shot of Jamie. That's funny. We both went for the coffee cup with the peach. Hey, look at that. I found that Fortnite character's cake.
Hey, there it is.
There it is.
Good find.
Yeah, they look and feel exactly as good as our underwear does, which, guys, I don't write the reviews. They're really, really well reviewed. And get this, it gets even better. They are available in his and her styles. So you can get the scoop bralette and the boy shorts. Oh, wait, where are the boy shorts? Oh, yeah, here they are. So these are available in, I think it's just strawberry for the women's. So you can get a his and hers matching set of the strawberry underwear. Pretty cool. So we've got the bikini bottoms and triangle top, and then we've also got the scoop top and then the boy shorts bottoms. So, there you go. Sick. Love it. And there's more. We launched our new RGBroken T-shirt. The story here is a little bit long, but I'll try to keep it short. This special deal for this shirt was the result of an error in production, where our factory made a mistake with the material request. So rather than letting it all go to waste, we decided to turn it into an opportunity for our amazing customers to get a really good shirt for a really good price, even if it's not exactly what it was supposed to be. Honestly, if we were launching the RGB shirt today, I would probably have no issue launching it like this, but it isn't quite as comfortable as the white one that we have. And so knowing that, and knowing that people were probably already going to own that one in some cases, and then go and order this one because they like it so much, I was worried that people would get the new one, realize it wasn't quite as perfectly soft and amazing to wear, and then be upset, because you can see this is one of our best reviewed garments on the site. It's a 5-star garment. So this new one is pretty much the same dealio, where it's got these little flecks, these little neps in it. But the difference is that it is on a blue base color. And what happened was the supplier made the executive decision to change the material in order to achieve our color objectives a little bit better, but they didn't ask us, and we would have said, no, don't do that. We would rather have the feel be exactly the same. So it doesn't really show up much in these pictures. So it's kind of hard to see. In person, it is very noticeable that there's kind of a cool little sort of starry night. We call it RGB. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. There's a very cool little effect. Also, holy smokes, new RGB knit sweater. Oh, right. So the RGBroken shirt is only $10. That is,
oh, whoa,
if I do say so myself, an absolutely killer deal for a shirt that is almost that other 5-star one, but in blue and ever so slightly different. Man, we have a ton of stuff on the store right now. Okay, I promise I will get through this as fast as I can. We also have a sweater in a similar style, but obviously it's a sweater. So it's quite a bit heavier. It's meant for your sweating comfort. Here we go. There you go. You can see kind of what it looks like, kind of get an idea of the texture. That one's $39.99, perfect for Christmas parties or just generally wearing when you want to look, kind of nice and, presentable. And finally, oh, wow, look at this. Hey, we made a Christmas ornament. That's cool. What's the deal with the Christmas ornament? Is it in the bonus bin? I guess it's probably in the bonus bin. Yeah, I think you can also buy it if you really want, probably. But place any order and you can get one of these in the bonus. Look, it's a little GPU and you can hang it from your tree. Oh, what is he doing? Who is he talking to? Room service? Oh my goodness, what is happening right now? Okay, and I promise this is the last thing. We have our sign-up form for our Black Friday, Cyber Monday email list. We already have thousands and thousands of sign-ups, but there's still time. So if you want the best chance of taking advantage of our daily deals while they're here, make sure you register. It's lttstore.com/pages/BFCM. We are not going to spam you. You are not joining our newsletter mailing list, even if at some point you should probably do that, because we're going to have a bunch of really good newsletters at some point once we get into a firmer release cadence for them. You will just get these deals and it will be awesome. And I think you will probably like it. Okay, there, Dan. I explained what merch messages are. Are you happy you asked now?
Yes, that's my job to make you do that. Okay, next merch message. I recently got hired at Light Structures.
That's not really a question.
Okay, I'll just rewrite this. I was wondering if you guys ever heard about optical payables being used this way. It doesn't make sense without context, does it, Linus?
They monitor... Wait, optical sensors to monitor the hull stress on ships.
Mm-hmm.
What? So what? That, like, if it flexes a little bit, you would be able to see?
The light frequency would change because it moves slightly, right? Yeah. So the wavelengths would be different. Yeah.
That's very cool. Makes sense.
Wow, that's super cool. No, I've never seen that before. Fiber optic hull stress monitoring system, hull fib. It gives a warning when stress and bending moment levels and acceleration of ship motion approach levels which require corrective action, such as escaping the area, reducing the speed, or changing the heading of the vessel. Super cool. No, never heard of that before, but I love it. Dan, want to give me one more?
Yeah, sure. Linus, would you ever consider writing a book about LTT after you have retired?
Yeah, I've already started it, sort of, but I'm not nearly on the ball enough to keep up with my notes. So it would likely be less about LTT and more just some general ramblings that I throw at a page. And if anyone buys it, then great, because realistically, I'm not going anywhere until I'm in a position where I just don't need any more money anymore anyway. Which, even though I would be fine today, I'm not quite there yet because I have a badminton center and a lab to pay for. So I'm still highly motivated to crush it over here. But yeah, at that point, I feel like the only reason I would write something is just because I felt like it, and I wouldn't want to write something because I had to sell a bunch of copies. I feel like that would kind of ruin it. Don't worry, I'd only write good things about you, Luke. I don't know about you, Dan.
I wouldn't expect nice things.
I don't think that's true.
I would write nice things about Dan.
Don't patronize me, you two.
Because if I didn't, I'm pretty sure the audience would lynch me.
No, it would be lawsuits.
I'm pretty sure they...
I did way worse things than he said.
Gotta love that trans-Pacific delay right there. That's not his brain leg. Yeah. That's fiber optic cable leg. His hull is on the verge of breaking.
All right. Additional topics?
Yeah. What do you want to talk about next, Luke? Tesla bans reselling Cybertrucks. How about that one? It's pretty juicy. It's juicy.
Sure. I think it's funny. And really dumb. But yeah, Tesla has added a clause to its motor vehicle order agreements that prohibits Cybertruck buyers from selling the vehicle within a year of its delivery date. Tesla may otherwise seek injunctive relief to prevent the transfer of title of the vehicle or demand liquidated damages from the end user in the amount of $50,000 or the value received as consideration for the sale or transfer, whichever is greater. Wow. The new policy also says that Tesla may unilaterally cancel orders they believe were made for the purpose of reselling, which is funny.
I can kind of get behind that one.
I know people now that have pre-orders on the Cybertruck that are entirely planning on reselling it, and were planning on reselling it from the beginning. So that will be interesting. Buyers who run into unforeseen circumstances and must sell the vehicle have the option of selling it back to Tesla, discounted by 25 cents for every mile driven.
That actually seems maybe
really
reasonable.
Not bad at all. Yeah. If Tesla agrees that the reason is valid, Tesla may also decline to buy the vehicle and provide the buyer written permission to sell it to a third party.
So our discussion question here is this a reasonable manner to curb scalping on a product where that's obviously a concern? I mean, look, Luke, how many friends do you think I have in the world?
One.
I mean, okay. You're not that unique. Oh, you probably meant Yvonne. Oh, that hurts. Ouch. My point is, I don't have a lot of friends. I was even going after myself, and he had to twist. I know people who have Cybertruck pre-orders, and it's for the express purpose of reselling them. So with that in mind, knowing that this is a product that people intend to resell and that, like, kind of f the market for and the perceived value of, is this actually kind of reasonable?
Handyman's posting that they might have already removed the clause. I don't know. I like the idea of hurting the scalping market. Scalping in modern years has been actually ridiculous. Like scalping combined with user level extreme sales on the internet has been a very, very negative reality for markets in general. But I think any company coming in and telling you what you can and cannot do with something after you purchase it is something that I'm always going to push back against. It's something that happens all the time.
Yep.
This is not a unique scenario, but I don't think I can agree with it pretty much ever. So it is what it is.
Yep, I think that summarizes how I felt about it, and probably how a lot of people felt about it, based on that this article from roadandtrack.com says that as of yesterday, it looks like, is that a 6 or a 5? 2 days ago. Wow, that is the worst font ever. Through the stream, I can't really see that tiny 1 pixel gap here, but it's a 5. Since 2 days ago, effective 2 days ago, Tesla has apparently removed the anti-flipping clause, so feel free to flip your Cybertruck to your heart's content. Sounds good. I don't actually have an order in for one, but do I wish I did? No, not really. I don't think I need that hassle. At least in Canada anyway, the tax burden of buying a vehicle and flipping it is a big part of the reason we didn't end up doing that whole concept that I laid out, where I was just going to buy cars to review. And then the only cost to me would have been whatever I eat on the few kilometers I drive on it when we resell the thing, hopefully to someone in the audience after the review or something like that. Like, I had this whole thing kind of worked out in my head. But the tax man wants a piece every time.
The tax man cometh.
Yep. And that was going to just kill the cost of it. Would have been brutal. All right. Small update on Ariana's zappy power supplies. Many commenters were concerned that we didn't address the potential electrical hazard of that sign power supply for the bunny faux neon sign that Ariana had in her tech upgrade. And they were worried that the bunnies would get electrocuted or something like that. But rest assured, this was addressed well before we posted the video. Not everything for these tech upgrades happens on the day of the shoot. We shoot them in one day, but sometimes prep happens, sometimes post cleanup happens. And we do our best to make sure the bulk of it happens on the day of the shoot, so you guys get to be along for the ride, but not always every little thing.
Yeah. What do you know what was done? Because some people in chat are saying it was one piece of masking tape.
No, I don't remember. In the video, we just put a temporary measure. I think it was just a piece of tape. But no,
so he's saying it's something additional.
They probably 3D printed something or something. I don't know exactly what they did, but someone clever and responsible did something, presumably. I didn't ask for the details. It wasn't Elijah. Don't worry.
Rob.
Do you want to pick a topic? Do you want to talk? No, you go ahead. You go ahead. I was going to suggest one, but I offered to let you pick one first.
Amazon to sell cars?
Sure. Amazon
has announced. Oh boy.
The delay.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go. Amazon has announced a partnership. Oh no. Okay.
Okay, I did that on purpose.
Who goes now? I don't know what to do. You do it.
Okay. Amazon.
He's just gonna wait.
Amazon has announced a partnership with Hyundai, where Alexa will be available through Hyundai infotainment system starting in 2025, and Hyundai dealerships will be able to sell vehicles on Amazon. Buyers will then have the option to have the car picked up from the dealership or delivered to them. Most surveys show that consumers dislike car shopping, particularly the dealership experience. But 48 states limit direct-to-consumer sales of vehicles because, yes, my friends, that's how powerful lobbying is. Isn't that great? Tesla has popularized the idea of direct-to-consumer sales, but it has also faced lawsuits in multiple jurisdictions attempting to bar it from selling cars. Most dealers do already sell cars through their own websites, but at least here, I don't have a lot of experience with this in America land, but here, getting it delivered is a bit of a hassle. Like, there's red tape to jump through, and it's not a seamless experience like you would expect ordering something on Amazon to be. I mean, is this the kind of thing we have to test out, Luke? Should I buy a Hyundai in America just so that I can have it delivered to me? Like, I don't.
I don't think so, because there's been other buy a car over the internet services before. So like I'm sure Amazon can do it. Yeah.
People are talking about Carvana.
Yeah.
I've never heard
Carvana
of
was
that.
like really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. How often do you think I buy a car? I don't know. Oh, no, they're not.
Yeah, but
they're not gone.
Carvana, I'm pretty sure Carvana's dead.
No, public company.
Are they still around?
Yeah. Revenue of $13.6 billion as of 2022. They went public in 2017.
I thought I heard it went bad. Maybe their stock just crashed super hard. Maybe that was it.
Interesting. Carvana stock. Yeah, someone's saying Carvana is used cars. Okay.
Google Carvana stock and then look at the 5-year chart.
Woo! What a ride! Let's go!
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty rough. Wow. Sorry to all the bag holders who bought at $360 a share. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. They dipped to $7, recovered to 47.
They dipped to lower than that, actually.
Really? Oh, wow. No. Yeah, there it is. $4.
Yeah, 405 is the lowest I've seen.
That's rough. Was the fastest growing car dealer in the United States, known for its multi-story glass tower car vending machines. Got it. So this is a pandemic boom thing then, looking at the timing here. Yep, that makes sense. All right, cool. Yeah, the used car market is looking a little rougher. There's a ton of sectors that just shot up during the COVID lockdowns and then just are having a really hard time since then. I mean, the PC industry has been struggling. Oh yeah. Yeah, don't ask how I know, but apparently sales of computers are struggling a lot, like down double-digit % year over year since the peak in like 2020, 2021. All right, the one I wanted to talk about was the PlayStation Portal. We shot what? Okay.
Oh, I've just seen stuff online that looks rough. I haven't actually used it.
You know what? I would love to hear what you have gathered about it based on community sentiment. And then I would like to share my own experience having used it and worked on a review for it, which will be coming out probably in the next few days.
Cool. So as I say this, I've heard genuinely nothing from Linus or anyone else at Linus Media Group. All I've seen is just some random stuff on the internet from other users. Yeah, and what I've gathered is that
just looking at the tops of people's heads, so he doesn't know anything.
Pretty much, to be honest. But yeah, what I've seen so far is laggy mess, basically. That's it. Just clips of like people trying to play Horizon and having it just chug over and over again. Other various games where it's very, very laggy. And it doesn't seem like they're using it in super wild scenarios. Like most of these things is someone sitting on a couch. So like it doesn't feel like they're putting it in a disadvantageous position or anything. So yeah, my takeaway was just rough.
Reviews are out for the PlayStation Portal, the portable device that allows Wi-Fi remote play connected to a PlayStation 5 and only a PlayStation 5. Many reviewers spoke highly of the play experience, while others criticized the concept of a single-purpose portable, especially one that lacks a web browser, making it impossible to use with public Wi-Fi that has any kind of verification on it or authentication. It also cannot connect to Bluetooth headphones, meaning that users who want wireless audio will have to pay over $100 for PlayStation Pulse earbuds or headphones when they come out in the coming months. Nevertheless, many have defended the Portal as a great dad device, allowing them to allow their roommates or children to have the TV without giving up on gaming time. The portal has been quickly selling out, with some scalpers selling it for over double its MSRP. Does any of that change how you feel about it at all? I want to know. I want to know what the audience thinks of this too. Hold on, I'm gonna do a poll here. Poll time.
As far as I can tell, if something has the PlayStation brand on it, it's going to be sold out and scalped to all hell for a pretty significant period of time. I don't know. Maybe PlayStation needs to try to poach somebody from Valve so they can figure out pre-making enough stock of things before they launch it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, these are going for around $300. It looks so like yeah. Here's 14 bids, 15 minutes left. A little over $300 for a PlayStation Portal. Ships next business day in hand. That is over $100 higher than the MSRP for this thing, which is $199. So, oh man, how do I do this? My review is largely quite positive.
Oh, interesting. That's cool to hear.
I am not thrilled about the lack of Bluetooth. I hope that Sony will backpedal on that. There should be nothing that would prevent them from making Bluetooth work in the future. I'm not aware of any modern Wi-Fi chipset that doesn't also handle Bluetooth. So the fact that it has Wi-Fi at all means it has Bluetooth. So I would like to see them address that. There are some other things that I'm not super happy about. I think the battery life could have been improved. However, the thing that I think a lot of people are overlooking here. Shoot, I missed the results of that poll. What happened to it? Doesn't it normally stay in the chat until I dismiss it? Did someone dismiss it? Okay, well, I missed it.
They have durations. It might have expired.
Okay,
but
cool.
It's in the the PlayStation Portal one.
Yeah.
I think you just shrank it.
No, I didn't. I didn't do anything.
Okay, well, results are 4% of people said yes, 35% of people said meh, and 61% of people said no. But you're talking to a PC audience.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so hear me out. At 200...
Like a bunch of these no's, sorry to interrupt, but a bunch of these no's are probably people that don't even own PlayStations, so why would they buy the portable thing?
Okay, but I didn't ask would you buy. I just said PlayStation Portal. You know,
I
yes,
know, but
yes, no. Okay, anyway.
You know how people answer this stuff.
That's true. The point is, I think if we consider the functionality, it's pretty compelling. Obviously, you could get a backbone for your phone. That's something we talk about. You just get like a little controller for your phone, but it's not going to have nearly the ergonomics of the Portal. It feels like a DualSense controller, which it is because it basically is. It's a DualSense controller with an 8-inch screen in the middle. That's another major factor. That screen is way bigger than what you're going to have on almost any phone. I think that for the functionality, if you're the kind of person who would use it, it's a pretty good price. It's extremely easy to use. And if you have good Wi-Fi, we found it worked pretty reliably. The other major justification for it is that what would you have wanted them to do, I guess would be my follow-up question. If they had opened it up, I think there would have been a strong business case for needing the price to be higher. Because all of a sudden, you'd have people buying this thing just to stream their PC games or their Xbox or, whatever the case may be, or watch movies or whatever. And they would have to actually make money on it to make this make any sense on their balance sheet. Instead, they took a very console-like approach to it. And we break it down in the video. For $200, it's a lot of hardware. You are getting a DualSense controller. You are getting a battery. You are getting a mid-tier Qualcomm SoC. You are getting an 8-inch screen. You're getting Wi-Fi, storage, RAM. You're getting presumably some kind of margin for Sony's retail partners that they have to distribute these things through. How could they have possibly gone any tighter on the margins for this? $200 is a really compelling price. It's a lot of money. $200 is a freaking lot of money for an accessory for a $450 device, right? Like if you told me, hey, here's an accessory for your, you know, $50,000 car, it costs 25 grand. I'd be sitting here going, are you kidding me, right? Like that doesn't make any sense. So this is obviously a very expensive accessory, but as someone who used game streaming a lot on a device that frankly didn't have much utility outside of just streaming from my PC. The NVIDIA Shield Portable, the original one, the little clamshell like game controller with a screen on it one, I loved. And if I recall correctly, it was actually priced higher than this. And other than playing some basic Android games, which if you guys remember at the time, didn't really exist with proper controller support. There was almost nothing, right? So aside from playing some Android games, the only thing it did was stream from your PC. And in my mind, this is the same thing, but a really smooth setup experience. Like it's normie proof. It's actually a very friendly setup experience, and for PlayStation.
Yeah, I think just off the top of my head, like USD, I think a PlayStation DualSense controller is like $60.
Yep.
So there's like a huge portion of your cost right there.
Ooh, that was terrible. Please don't do that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I can't even tell you to turn away from the mic to cough because it's attached to your head.
Boy.
Everybody get in line. Everybody turn and cough. Sorry, it's a lyric from a song.
Oh.
Anyway, this one, you guys.
I think Dan was referencing Chocolate Rain, not your old boomer reference.
His advice is extremely sound and reasonable.
Yeah, so this one, you guys, Shield Portable, 16 gigs. Let's go. This thing still costs as much as the stupid Portal.
That's kind of weird, actually.
Oh, they're like kind of a collector's item or something now, I think. I saw someone trying to sell a dev kit for like $1,000 or something a while ago. Obviously, they weren't going to get that much for it, but hey, it was worth an effort to a collector, or worth a try to see if you can find a collector or something.
Yeah. Next topic.
Well, what, did I convince you of anything, or do you still think it's stupid, or what? Come on, help me out here.
No, I don't think it's stupid necessarily. If it works well, like if the lagging problem is not a thing.
I mean, it's a thing. You're gonna have to have good Wi-Fi. Like, I don't know if you remember this, but
that makes sense.
I bought a Ruckus access point because I was having so much trouble with streaming to my Shield.
Game streaming. Yeah.
Like you need a good access point, and that doesn't mean an expensive one. It means a good one. Sorry?
Does it support Wi-Fi 6?
No. That's another big. However, the differences between Wi-Fi 5 and Wi-Fi 6 are not nearly as noticeable to the average consumer as the differences between Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 6E unintuitively. It's like, it's messed up, man. Why they gotta be like that? Why can't you just have a naming scheme that makes sense? Who do you think you are, USB-IF? Like, I can't. So
they're trying to compete.
The main benefits of Wi-Fi 6 over Wi-Fi 5 are to do with large deployments with many clients connected. So range and throughput to a single device are not markedly different going from 5 to 6, but they are going from 6 to 6E. Now that would have been a game changer for this. If it supported Wi-Fi 6E, and if you had your PlayStation wired, because remember, if your PlayStation is on Wi-Fi, it's Wi-Fi 6, right? So having 6E on the portal would just be added cost for no reason whatsoever for that use case. But if the PlayStation was wired and you had a Wi-Fi 6E portable device, that would result in a much better streaming experience. But the thing is, that wouldn't be $200. That's the thing that I think a lot of people are missing on the portal, is Sony is not gouging on this thing. They are charging, as far as I can tell, the barest minimum that they have to to make this thing make any sense to ship at all, because they want to sell more software. That's the play here. And I feel like a lot of people are missing that, and they're just looking at it going, oh, this thing's stupid. It's like, yeah, sure, it's kind of stupid, but at $200, it's allowed to be a little bit stupid. It's allowed to be more of an appliance in my mind. And I have some hope that it will get hacked. Apparently, it's running Android 13. People are already that far that they've figured out what exactly is going on in this thing. So I feel like it's got to be a matter of time before someone jailbreaks it.
That could be very fun.
That could be pretty cool. But I feel like that's probably a big part of why Sony is not putting a web browser on it, because that can be a significant point of ingress for attempts to kind of break into these devices, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, Mikhayo says lacking Bluetooth headphone support is not reasonable. You know what? That is
ridiculous.
That's fair enough. And I go after that hard in the video.
Is there a 3.5mm jack?
Yes. And the speakers are pretty good. So it's not like you don't have other options, but not supporting Bluetooth audio blows.
I would swing at them for the no Bluetooth audio as well. But having a 3.5mm jack and having good speakers is like, I don't know. I would just plug in headphones.
And I'm pretty
Wouldn't
upset.
bother me that much personally.
I'm pretty upset about the battery life. It's less than half of what the Logitech G Cloud does. And the G Cloud is another example of a streaming first device that, you know, I thought was stupid and then ultimately liked, even if it's for different reasons than the PlayStation Portal. All right. Is it time to uninstall Edge? In order to comply,
this is weird.
In order to comply with the EU Digital Markets Act, Microsoft will soon allow Windows 10 and 11 users in the European Economic Area, oh man, really? To uninstall all Windows apps, including Camera, Photos, Edge, and even Bing. Windows will likewise respect apps' default browsers and allow users to choose if they want their Microsoft account to sync data across devices. So our discussion question here is, so when are you setting your location to Hungary and deleting all of this stuff?
Yeah, I wonder how specific they're going to be about like detecting if you're on a VPN and like undoing stuff if you fall off of it or something like that.
Q1, William G, is what we're aiming for the precision. Go ahead.
But yeah, like I that would be interesting, because if you can just like set your location or VPN out or something like that, oh yeah, I would absolutely do that. Oh my goodness.
There's no way that this is not going to be possible to spoof. It's got to be. Like someone's going to come up with a pie hole,
easy.
Like a pie hole
would have
thing
to be,
where you just reroute everything from that machine with like even if you had to go as far as to have another virtual interface or something like that, you wouldn't even need another physical interface. You would just have to take like I would imagine it would operate probably similarly to the way that people will alter their which file is it? Like hostname file or whatever it is when you're trying to go to pirated activation servers. You know what I'm talking about, right? What's a long time. What's that stupid?
I don't remember. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time that I tried to pirate Windows. It just doesn't really come up a lot now that you can. Yeah, file. There you go. So I would imagine that there's something along those lines that someone will figure out and will be able to just kind of go, yep, I'm finished now. Finished with this. Hey! Thanks for acknowledging me.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, or it could be a registry change or something like that. I'm pretty excited though, because I don't know why.
Do a video on it.
It shouldn't bother me that much.
How to uninstall Windows apps.
Like, why does it bother me that, you know, I open, I don't know, a PDF or something, and it opens in the Edge reader because I haven't set it up to open in something else on this machine. It's just like, no, I just never actually want to see this application.
Jaden brings up a really good point of like, where does this stop company-wise? Like, this just hit Microsoft, but Jaden specifically said, will this apply to Samsung phones too? My goodness, this being able to work on phones would be amazing. I might actually end up going back to Samsung. I really liked Samsung back in like the S3 days. But then a lot of the Samsung specific software that you can't get rid of, I hate it so much that I like won't go back. But if they made it so you could actually get rid of it and you could get it back more towards a stock Android experience, there's some Samsung phones that are really nice.
Yeah.
That'd be very
I wonder if Samsung has a dominant enough position that they would go after them for this. But either way, like good guy EU, I feel like every other week we're talking about something cool that the EU is doing to finally crack down on these tech monopolies and keep them from abusing their position. Like when did the US government lose their fangs and claws?
Yeah, they slashed Microsoft super hard, and then they just never touched it again. They ripped apart AT&T, slashed Microsoft, and then just lost all their teeth.
I don't get it.
Probably because of insane amounts of lobbying, I'm assuming, from the results of both of those moves.
Okay, to be clear, guys, I get it. I just am frustrated. I know how and why it happened. I just don't like it. Oh, man. Oh, wow. All right. Hey, we don't really have this in the topics, but oh man.
I think we don't.
Yeah. Let's just say this. We did allude to it in the pre-show. So, Twitter, X. I actually have a hard time calling it that. Has lost some major sponsors after CEO, or no, he's not CEO anymore, but whatever, owner. Elon Musk expressed agreement with a tweet that some have perceived to be anti-Semitic. And they are losing sponsors like crazy, according to reports. Here's something, though. Listed among the major sponsors that are pulling out is IBM. When's the last time you ever saw an IBM ad?
I get them.
For what?
Infrastructure stuff.
Okay. Like infrastructure as a service, or like hardware, or like software?
Honestly, I don't really look into them, but I do get IBM ads.
Fascinating. IBM's one of those companies that, like, we did a tech quickie about it, I think, even. I think it was like, what does IBM actually do? You know? Because
own patents.
Yeah.
Own more patents than anyone.
Yeah,
basically.
fair enough. But they're actually another one of the ones that pulled out is another one of those companies that, as mostly a consumer / small business owner, I hear about them in the news all the time. I know their CEO's name and he's like super famous or rich or whatever, but like Oracle, what the does Oracle actually do? I don't know. Something, presumably. Yeah.
Oracle's a fun one.
Yeah. But anyway, Oracle, IBM, Comcast, Xfinity, Apple have basically said, yeah, no, this is not cool. Media Matters posted a screenshot of an Apple ad for a Mac computer and an IBM ad next to a post that included an image of Adolf Hitler and his followers. Yikes. So advertisers not super cool with what's going on X, formerly Twitter, right now, and it looks like whoever helped Musk make this acquisition is probably going to be losing a lot of money sometime in the near future. For my part, I just am not seeing the same kind of engagement on Twitter that we used to. We've had some posts this week that we're cross-posting in YouTube community posts, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on those other platforms. They're getting tens of thousands, in some cases nearly 50,000 interactions from the communities there. And on Twitter, it's just been this slow decline. Like occasionally we'll still have ones that pop off. Like I think we had a couple in the last week and a half or so that, did 10 or 20,000 likes or whatever. Is Luke gone?
See, I told you we should have gone with it. He's still in the call. His camera's off.
Wait.
Oh, no, he's back.
Hello? Hey, we're good. Okay.
Should have had the technical difficulties, Linus.
Yeah, I know. Hold on here.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Smooth.
Amazing.
Smooth.
Yeah, what I've noticed with
I'll fix it. It's
Twitter,
okay.
X, whatever, is I haven't really used it for like public communication for a long time, but I have used it for direct messages to like other creators for quite a while. And something that I'm noticing is very slowly but surely over time, I'm either meeting people
Why are you
and they're
moving him at
wanting
the same time, Dan? I'm trying to.
they're wanting to communicate over Discord or Instagram or something else, or even just text messages, or people that I already communicate to through Twitter DMs are asking to move to one of those other services. And the amount of times that I'm using Twitter DMs is slowly decreasing, which is like cool because I don't like Twitter, but also kind of annoying because it was centralized on Twitter almost entirely. Like all my communication with other creators was almost entirely on Twitter for
Twitter
years.
was the celebrity
now it's
like
all over
phone book, essentially.
Yes.
Like anyone with any kind, I don't mean celebrity, I just mean anyone with any kind of public presence, any kind of
public
following
creator of any kind
was
you had
on Twitter. And so, you know, you could be like, oh man, you know, it'd be crazy if we did a collab with someone, you know, some WWE star who's into gaming or whatever, right?
Sure.
At the very least, you could at them, and then if you also had some momentum, your community would see that, and they'd like ping them. Like you could, it was like the ability to nudge just about anyone. I don't know if
that's kind of fading away.
I don't know if we're ever gonna get that again. Instagram,
I think it still works on, but I think not as well.
Because not everyone's on Instagram. Maybe I better get on Instagram. Nikita, what are you going to ask me about later, Dan?
Oh, do you want to be asked about it now?
Sure, why not?
I believe the retro screwdriver and the Noctua screwdriver and the Precision, are they going to be available for Christmas? When are they coming? What can you leak for us?
Not Christmas. Hold on. Now I've said something. We should do sponsors.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm finding out. Out of those three, the retro is launching first. I think it's going to be very soon. Should be very, very, very soon. I don't know exactly what day, but no, there is a chance that you will be able to order one and have it under the tree, but I probably wouldn't guarantee it. I think that's where we're at on that, but... Oh, that's what he said? Did you say that on stream? Oh, okay. Retro for Christmas, maybe some Noctua for Christmas, Precision definitely not in time for Christmas. But you know what will be here in time for Christmas? This message from our sponsor. Thanks, Luke. That's really helpful. Kudos. Being a popular Santa is tough. Everyone is joyous except for your wallet. Kudos, our sponsor, is here to sprinkle some cheer into your wallet. You can now earn up to 25% back when you shop online with Kudos this holiday. From now until Christmas, you can earn 5 times your credit card rewards on sites like Walmart, Lego, and more. For example, if your credit card only gives you $10 back, you will get $50 back. They also recommend the best card to use on every purchase. All you have to do is add Kudo to your desktop or your iPhone in 2 clicks, and it's completely free. Just shop like normal, and Kudos will automatically appear at checkout to handle the rest. Don't miss this limited time promotion. Start earning up to 25% back this holiday at the link below, and use code WAN when you sign up. That's messed up. The show is also brought to you by Thorum. The holiday season is coming! Whether you want to give your loved one a ring or a ring, Thorum, our sponsor, is here to help you. Oh, I get it, a phone call or a ring. Oh, Dennis. Yes. They hand make wedding bands and rings from unique materials like whiskey barrels, antlers, Damascus steel, World War II rifle stocks, and even meteorite. Their site offers paper ring sizers so you can measure your size without anyone's help, and every ring ships within 1 business day and comes with a free Thorum silicone activity band and a beautiful wooden ring box. Thorum just launched their slick handcrafted watches so you can stay on time for all the parties this holiday, and like their rings, the watches are made with materials like 4-billion-year-old meteorite and Hawaiian koa wood. Plus, they are automatic watches with no batteries required ever. With over 10 years of experience and over 5,000 happy customers, Thorum surely has a nice ring to it. Oh man, Dennis, you're killing me here. Go check out Thorum at the link in the description below and get 20% off today with code WAN. Finally, the show is brought to you by Green Man Gaming. Here in Canada, we set our clocks back recently, so it's been nothing but dark and cold everywhere you go, which means more time to stay in and play video games. Thanks to our sponsor, Green Man Gaming, and their Black Friday sale. This is their biggest sale of the year. You can save up to 83% on titles like Gotham Knights, Red Dead Redemption 2, and thousands of other titles. As an official PC game retailer, they work directly with over 1,300 developers and publishers, ensuring that all the keys they offer are 100% legit and you will be supporting the creators. Also, as a special offer, GMG wants to hook you guys up with XP Gold memberships for free. You'll get an upgrade to your account for life, which will let you unlock even more savings. All you have to do is create an account, add the invitation pack to your cart, and use the code LinusXP at checkout. The sale is on until December 1st, so head on over to the link below to check it out and get your free XP Gold membership. Sick. I think they might actually be sponsoring our Black Friday stream this year. And guess what's great about that, Luke? Instead of trying to build a computer or, shop for tech stuff, which is like never a good deal, we came up with what I think is a pretty fun angle today. Plouffe and I are going to be co-hosting, and his chair is he's going to be subbing out for people who are going to submit things that they wanted to buy on Black Friday. And then if they beat me at a game, I will help them pay for it. So we're going to play, your audio's not coming through. So we're going to play games that we get from Green Man Gaming, because it's sponsored by Green Man Gaming, and then we're going to help people out with their like Black Friday or like Christmas shopping lists, or maybe we won't help them out if they lose. I think it's going to be a really fun stream.
Who picks the game?
I think Plouffe is picking the games.
Okay.
So we're going to see. James wants to play Mortal Kombat 1 against me, apparently. So I don't know. We could end up playing some pretty random games here, I think. All right, it's time for a few merch messages. Dan.
Yeah, so did we get an answer on the Noctua? Yeah.
We did. I told you.
Cool. So I'll get rid of that one.
He had a little Dan moment there, and he wasn't.
We're sharing a brain cell today. Hey, LLD, have any of you wanted to break a non-tech related record?
Every time I look into these records, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a reason that's the record. Like I remember thinking, oh yeah, is there a record for like the most times just like bouncing a ball up and down to yourself off the ground? And like I'll look it up and the record's like 4 million times, and they didn't sleep and they were like held up by ropes just to like keep alive while they did this. And I'm sitting here going, oh yeah, man, no, I got no interest in that. No, not for the moment. Thank you though.
Has there ever been a piece of technology that you really liked but were peer pressured into not using due to society? Also,
nope. That.
Big and tall when missing out on deals and limited time designs. Big and tall when?
Yeah, we're working on it. I know.
Big and tall when?
What does that mean, Linus? Answer the question.
It means that the team is working on it, and the last thing that I would want to do as a good manager is breathe down their neck. It'll be done when it's done, and when it's done, it'll be great.
That's actually a really nice response. Thank you for that.
Yep. Yeah, everyone just got shut down by the chief vision officer.
Why is he so confident? This sucks. Hey, LLD, first WAN show as a Floatplane subscriber.
Hey, welcome.
Nice.
If you could have one game series that's been dead for a long time get a sequel, what would it be?
Pilot Wings.
That's a pretty good one, actually. I like that response.
I played the crap out of Pilot Wings. The Super Nintendo one, not the N64 one. Oh, apparently there was one for 3DS. Okay, that I actually didn't know. Let's see.
I don't know. I want to be. What was it? Did they say reboot?
Sequel.
Yeah,
Sequel.
Pilot Wings actually doesn't really. It's not really sequel fodder. What are they going to do? Add more flight instructors, like second Tony? Like I don't. Yeah, I don't really know. Okay, let me think. Let me think. Maybe something else.
Fallout New Vegas, but by the team that made Fallout New Vegas, not Bethesda.
Fallout 2 Vegas.
Ooh, got him.
Because I'm kind of. I think Bethesda lost their credit.
Elijah says Portal 3. Okay, controversial take. Portal 2, a good sequel. Not even close to as good as Portal 1.
Yeah,
I think
it's a good sequel though.
I think it's a different game.
No, it's not. It's the same game. That's the problem. I had exactly the same problem with Portal 2 that I had with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It was like the sense of you were never going to be able to recapture that sense of joy and wonder and discovery that the first game had because it's inherently impossible. It takes place in the exact same environment effectively.
Different game.
Same game.
I think they're different games.
My favorite part about Portal 2 was that you could co-op.
That's fair, but maybe you had friends. So I wanted to play with Yvonne, but she gets motion sick playing Portal. When she goes through the portals, especially the like momentum based ones, like and puzzles, she can't. She will actually throw up if she tries to play Portal.
Yeah.
I guess 2 or 3 more topics.
Well, hold on. We haven't actually figured out a game that needs a sequel yet.
I want a PS1 game made by Square called Einhander to have a sequel.
Oh,
Did you ever play that?
no.
Yeah, it's like a side-scrolling shooter.
But I want a sequel to Poi Poi.
It's a good choice.
Did you play Poi Poi?
I think so. Again, I'm bad with names.
So this is Poi Poi. It's like a weird isometric sort of top-down like arena brawler thing.
Absolutely not.
Oh yeah, no, Poi Poi's sick. Here. Okay, here we go. So this is what a typical. Why am I not able to? What the heck? Okay, there we go. This is what a typical map might look like. So here's your characters, and you could like pick up rocks and logs and bombs and huck them at each other. There's a game for Android called Bomb Squad that's actually kind of cool and kind of like this. But I don't know. Poi Poi just had this like jank vibe that I always really liked. Okay, oh man, dang it. It doesn't need a sequel though. Okay, crap. Fine. Final Fantasy Tactics needs an actual sequel. There.
All mine, I think, are just like I want another game in this line, but not made by the company that currently has the rights to make it. Like I want a Halo game not made by 343.
Right.
I want a Fallout game or a Elder Scrolls game or a Starfield based game at this point not made by Bethesda. I want like that's most of my desire is the company that currently owns it is not in good graces with me at least. But games I would throw out for would be probably like Slay the Spire and FTL. I think both of the companies behind those games are trying to move on creatively to other types of things. And I would really like if they just made another version of what they already made. But I understand why they probably just want to move on because they're very small teams. They're indie teams, and they're probably more driven by the creativity of making games than just the money. So they don't want to just cash in on sequels. But I would definitely buy them if they did.
What about another StarCraft? But not by Blizzard.
Yeah, see, like that's it.
Okay, I got one.
Yeah.
Okay,
you love Anno 1800.
Whoops, that's not the one.
StarCraft, but by the people that did Anno.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh yeah, no.
I think
The Anno developers are fantastic.
Yeah, they should make Anno.
I actually, yes.
Yeah,
should
they
just keep
actually
making
made Anno in space, and I think it's widely considered to be one of the worst ones.
That's what put me off of Anno. That's where I started. And you're like, get 1800. And I bought 1800
Yeah,
immediately.
have you played it?
I started.
What do you think?
And I'm like, okay, I need to limit myself.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was immediately taken aback about how like the quality of life stuff for drawing roads and like you can drag to produce buildings in a big grid, and it was just
Yep.
City Skylines dev should probably have played Anno
It's
like once.
so good, dude, and they do such a good job now with the NPCs, like constantly talking. You
Absolutely
every
crazy.
second you have 6 different things you could be doing right now.
I played it for maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that, and I could just immediately see why you are obsessed with it.
Yeah, it's
So, good taste. Good taste.
Yeah, it's so good. It's such a good game.
What if we bring back After Party and we do a 3-player co-op Anno?
Is this going to cut into Super Checks time?
I'm sure we could do both.
Well, I mean, I always have some stuff to do after WAN, so you could do super checks while we get set up for that.
Interesting.
Oh,
Here's the problem, though, boys. I don't think you can really do an Anno session that's shorter than a couple of hours and get realistically anything done. So WAN show typically runs for anywhere from 3 to 4 hours. Super Checks time is like 45 minutes to an hour at this point. If we do a best of 5 and Luke actually manages to fucking win one, which, I mean, in fairness, doesn't happen that often.
hey,
And then if we add 2 hours of Anno, we're not going to leave the office till Monday morning. We might as well just stay here.
Well, you could go home on Mondays because you don't work, and you know, that'll be fine.
Oh, man. Okay, yeah, I've got people saying Supreme Commander. There's definitely some spiritual
stuff
successors
happening
in the
there.
works. Yep.
yeah.
And I think the Forge Alliance Forever community has actually done a great job of keeping Supreme Commander relevant. You know, it's kind of like how you don't really need a sequel to, I don't know, what's an example of a game that has kind of stayed relevant to its core audience, even if it's kind of niche? Okay, EVE Online. Do you need an EVE 2?
Yeah.
Or has
No,
EVE
not really.
evolved enough that it can just still be EVE and it can just be
As
EVE
someone who
forever?
hasn't played in a long time, so I don't know if I'm the right voice for this, but I'm going to do it anyways. I think Eve is fine.
Chemo Bob says Super Mario RPG, and I actually wouldn't disagree with that. The recent remake, which, by the way, looks incredible. I'm actually not buying it just because by chance, I replayed Super Mario RPG like 2 months before the announcement came out. Like, I didn't know. I was just like, man, you know what was awesome? Super Mario RPG. I'm gonna play it because Emily saw one at Willow Video, actually, Luke, and was like, hey, I know you love this game. Do you want one? It's a good price. And I was like, yeah, sure. And then it was just sitting on my shelf staring at me, and I was like, well, I'm obviously I'm not gonna put it in a Super Nintendo to play it because that's just completely backwards at this point. I'm gonna play it on something else with an emulator because I have places to be. And so I wasn't going to play the actual cartridge, but I'm sitting here going, what? I'm going to pay like $150 for this game or whatever it was. I'm not going to play the stupid thing. No, damn it. I'm going to play it. So I played it. So I'm seeing how faithful the remake is both really exciting to me because I love that they did that. I love that they didn't fuck with it, right? It was a masterpiece, is a masterpiece. And if they had gone and like just arbitrarily changed it, I think they could have lost what made it so special. But then I'm also disappointed because I don't need to play it right now, and everyone's all hyped about Super Mario RPG, and I kind of just wish it was Super Mario RPG 2 because I want some new content to enjoy. So
Right.
I do think with how much hype there is around this game, that it feels likely that they, might be what that developer is already working on or something. I don't know. I don't actually know who did the adaptation for them or if they're even a Nintendo internal team. I think someone knows and posted at some point, but I don't know. So I'd love to see that happen. in a nutshell. And I know the Paper Mario series is like kind of a spiritual successor to it, but yeah, new Super Mario RPG, man. That'd be super cool.
I liked Paper Mario. I played quite a bit of Paper Mario back in the day. I don't remember what ones, but multiple Paper Mario games I played and enjoyed. They were fun.
Lucky Drive, yes. There's a really good multiplayer hockey game. It's called Slapshot Rebound. It's free to play. It's really fun. You don't have to buy any of the cosmetics. You can have a really excellent experience without paying for anything. Lots of fun, very funky controls. I wish you luck.
Yeah, it's tough, but it's fun.
Oh, more topics. Yeah, sure, we can do that. Google sues for DMCA abuse. Google has launched a lawsuit against 22 people that it says weaponized the DMCA by creating dozens of fake Google accounts and submitting fraudulent takedown notices against over 100,000 website URLs belonging to their competitors in the printed T-shirt industry. The notices were typically filed under the names of large organizations like Amazon, the Los Angeles Lakers, and Twitter, as well as famous celebrities like Elon Musk, Taylor Swift, and LeVar Burton. Attacks against big ad buyers led to the loss of millions of dollars in revenue for both the target companies and for Google. Now, I can't say that I'm happy that this is what it took for Google to finally stand up to fraudulent DMCA claims, but I will say that I'm really happy it's happening, because if this becomes legal precedent, then I hope that organizations, particularly ones with money, will think twice before using DMCA claims just to get their way and rip down content that makes them unhappy.
Yeah.
In other news, Rivian sat on the wrong button. This week, they sent an OTA update that put an estimated 3% of their vehicles' infotainment systems out of commission, some requiring physical repairs. The company accidentally sent out an incorrect update build with the wrong security certificates, which stalled before it completed installing, rendering the system and the main instrument displays unusable. Rivian blamed the error on a fat finger and said that they would prioritize addressing the needs of customers that were impacted by this mistake. Oof. Now, our discussion question says, how does a company this size end up sending out an update this disastrous accidentally? And I will say, as the chief vision officer of a company that has made some pretty egregious blunders in the last calendar year, you'd be surprised. Communication's not easy. And the bigger you get, the bigger the chances that you'll have, if anything. I would say the odds of a bigger company doing this is better than the odds of a small company that's like a tightly knit team that all work together with each other every day. But still, it's obvious that they need some process improvements to ensure that something like this will never happen again.
I can pretty much guarantee you there will at least be process changes as a result of this. Time will tell if they're improvements or not, but somebody's going to want things to change just
to say they changed something.
Yeah, exactly. Like something's going to happen. And honestly, I've heard stories from a huge range of developers out there of just horrifying things that have happened at companies that you would never guess.
VNG Supernova says, I work for a very large travel company as a software dev. I've pushed breaking changes to production multiple times. The worst wasn't noticed until 12 hours later. Thanks for your application. Unfortunately, we've decided to go in a different direction, Supernova.
Oof.
Got it. Okay. Man, is that it? I think that's all our topics. There's one more. It's kind of boring. I'm not interested in it. I think it's time for WAN Show After Dark.
Okay. Which is very, very light for me.
Oh, right. It's very, very early in the day.
It's 1:22 for me right now. But it's 1:22 on Saturday.
Right. Gotta love that international dateline.
Yep.
All right, Dan. We ready to do this thing?
I think we are. I'm a little behind, so we'll see.
I am very bright.
I wouldn't call you a small ass.
Well, that's kind of you.
Get it? Get it?
Well, I mean, I was going to be a large
Anyone
ass.
get it? No, Luke, I get no acknowledgement for that.
I wouldn't call you a small ass.
Yeah, he said I'm a little behind.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
I didn't hear the
okay,
intro.
that's
Yeah,
the
pretty good.
brain leg.
Yeah.
100%.
The brain
No,
cell,
I didn't.
the
I didn't
brain
hear the
cell had to make it to Japan. Oh gosh, where are we? Okay, yeah, merch messages. Let's see. Reordering due to my mail being stolen again, but I love the underwear, so worth it. Question: my wife hates my collection of knives and flashlights. What does your significant other despise that you collect?
Large expenses, especially real estate.
Oh yeah, you have too many knives. Oh, Linus, you bought another building.
Yeah, another stupid warehouse. No, but honey, it's okay. We're gonna put a lab in it.
I get to buy more expensive stuff because the things that go in the lab, oh,
They're so cool, though. Let me tell you
they're
about them.
amazing. Yeah.
Jeez. Hey, DLL, would the performance differences add up to become a large one if you compared a PC with premium SKUs to one with less premium SKUs of the same parts?
This is actually a video concept that I've had on the spreadsheet for probably about 3 or 4 years. And I forget what the title I have for it is. I'm not just being rude and sitting on my phone right now. I'm trying to find the topic ideas spreadsheet, but it is not at the top. Oh, here it is. Video idea tracker LTT. You know, I don't. It doesn't matter. The point is, I can explain how the video would work. So I wanted to build the suboptimal PC. Basically, kind of like what you described. At the same price, the worst option, right? Compared to the optimal PC, which is at the same price, the best option for every component. But in order to do this as accurately as possible, I need the lab. And it's these kinds of video concepts that were the main driver for building out the lab, because I wanted to be able to say with confidence, hey guys, I know that in the grand scheme of things, 2% there and 3% here on this RAM kit or this GPU or the KS version of the CPU or whatever else the case may be doesn't really ultimately matter. But cumulatively, with all of the breadth of testing that we can do, we think we can guide you to 8% better, whatever, right? And I'm really excited to be able to do that, but it's going to take time. We're still learning a lot. There's growing pains, right? It's a big team and it's growing, and we're gaining experience, and we're smoothing out our communication and our workflows. But these things are not things that happen overnight, as I think we've all observed, and we're going to get there, but we need a little bit more time.
Hi, LLD. Last week in Australia, Optus had an outage lasting over 7 hours, affecting 10 million customers. The company says the outage was caused by an international peering network. How would LTT handle this issue?
Well, thankfully, we aren't a gigantic ISP, so it's not our problem.
I think you know what he meant.
No, actually, I don't.
How would you handle...
That's way above my pay grade, dude.
How would you handle not having internet for 7 hours?
Oh, I see.
If, no one had internet for 7 hours.
Oh, well, no, that's simple, because we store the vast majority of our assets on our local network, right? So if you need to edit a video, you're going to have everything that you need on the local network, which you don't need internet to access. And then what you would probably do is you would create placeholders for assets that you'll just go get later and put markers on your timeline. That's how the video editors would work. The writers would just have to put placeholders in their scripts for things that they're going to have to validate later, figure out later. No, this is absolutely something that we could work around and have worked around. We've even edited and uploaded that day's video in power outages before, never mind internet outages. We f***ing got this. Let's go. Bring it on.
Hello, DLL. Luke, how has Matsuri been so far? Watching Samet and LTT crossover has been entertaining.
It's been awesome, actually. I went drifting yesterday, had some fun, was able to do a linkage where I was drifting in one direction, and then I pulled it in tight and was able to switch and start drifting the other direction. It was rough, but it technically happened. And that wasn't actually technically Matsuri. Matsuri technically started today, and I haven't been at it because I have been gracing the WAN show with my presence.
Should we let you go soon? I'm sorry.
But I'll go when we're done. It's fine. But yeah, I'll be going up there. Everybody else is already up there, so I'm probably going to have to get a taxi, which is incredibly expensive here. So far, I've actually been surprised at how inexpensive many things are. But holy, try to not take taxis when you're here. Do anything you can to avoid that. But yeah, I'll be heading up there, and then Matsuri goes like overnight, as far as my understanding goes. So I'll be up there for quite a while, and I'm sure it'll be very fun. I've done a bunch of ride-alongs with Samet, who is very good at drifting and doing what he does. And I think it was yesterday, we were within a foot of someone else's door. Like my door was within a foot of someone else's door while we were going like, I think it was like 60 or 70 miles an hour sideways, which was wild. And then when they corrected out, so they were sliding beside each other. When they corrected out, the front bumper of our car just barely touched the rear bumper of the other car. But this
what
happens
you're saying is,
so
Sam,
often.
it's not very good.
No, it was.
Why weren't
it was
you guys in front?
It was sick.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
I see. But
Just drive
they know this is going to happen. So the bumpers only held on by like 4 zap straps. So it just like pinged off. We didn't even like feel any impact whatsoever in the car. We were able to retrieve the bumper and get it back on afterwards, and everything was totally fine. But yeah, it's been very, very fun hanging out with Samet and the rest of the people here, and I'll be excited to go back up.
Hey, Linus Alexander here from Australia. I've been watching for over 10 years. What's some of the visions you have for LTT in 2024?
The big one is getting the lab's website launched, getting content out, taking advantage of all this testing that we're going to be doing. I want to see LTT move towards, more projects and less just, reviews of products. But at the same time, so do those better, but also do a little bit more back to basics product reviews. So right now we do a lot of kind of in between. And I want to have kind of a clearer split where a big portion of the content is these like projects, extreme and ultimate tech upgrades and stuff like that. And then the other side is some of the more just like back to basics reviews of products that people want to hear about. And I think that one of the struggles we've had is that there's just not as much exciting innovation in the verticals that we have traditionally participated in. Like we used to be able to rely on a GPU launch for millions of views. And now with, AMD and NVIDIA competing with each other to see who can release the biggest turd, it's gotten very challenging, right? And I think you see this not just with us, but with other PC technology-centric channels that are either kind of steadily getting about the same views they always did, or even declining as the PC gaming hardware industry gets more stagnant and more boring, right? So, we've got to figure out a way to continue to survive as tech media, which means, if I have to buy some stupid AI pin in order to find something that's interesting enough to do a review about, then yeah, that's what I'll do, because that's what I do. Find whatever's kind of wherever the development is happening and learn to get into that, because you can't just rely on power supplies to stay interesting forever. I mean, I think a perfect example of a category that has really had its ups and downs over the last 10 years is displays, right? When we first got into this, it was all about G-Sync, so variable refresh rate and high refresh rate. And then it was really boring for a bit. And then ultra wide. It was like, oh, we've got these new form factors that totally change immersiveness. And then they were, oh man, then like the next release, they were curved all of a sudden. It was like, whoa, curved monitors. And then, it was just a barren landscape, wasteland for years. And then OLED hit the scene. It was like game changing, and wow, now refresh rates are going to 240, 480 hertz. It's crazy. And then, I think that this generation, the 2023 refreshed TVs, are probably the least excited that I've seen people about a TV release in the last 3 or 4 years. So it's been kind of all over the place in the TV industry. So if we were at their mercy, then our viewership and our success as a company would go up and down like that. But we can't do that. We've got to be looking for, what people are interested in, whether they're buying it or not. Honestly, it's kind of irrelevant to me. I'm not here to sell you anything other than from LTTStore.com.
Let's go.
I'm here to talk. Yeah, I'm here to talk about tech. I'm here to look at what's cool and exciting, right? So we'll figure it out.
Has there been anything you've enjoyed about using the Wing?
No.
Fidget toy.
No, it's not even a good fidget toy. It's terrible. The fingerprint sensor works maybe 20% of the time. Half the time I go to wake it, I go to just like press the button. It just doesn't wake. I have to press it like 3 times. Like it's a piece of shit, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I've got one here for Luke. Linus, we want to go through some of the potentials. We'll have a look at those.
Sure.
Question for Luke. Do you believe P2P solutions like IPFS could help with floatplane bandwidth costs? If I remember correctly, Blizzard used to run WoW updates with a mix of servers and peer-to-peer to absorb the initial spike.
All the examples of usage that I've seen for that that deal with online video have not worked out. I think something like file downloads, which I understand, related. But I think something like file downloads where inconsistency in service is not an issue, I think it's fine. But expecting that next chunk to be there on time every single time, because if it's not, there are interruptions in playback of video. I think controlling more of that pipeline is more betterer, not worse. And that's just going to be what it is for a while. Could I see that changing eventually? Yeah, maybe. But not right now.
Hi, WAN.dll. Good morning. Linus, people keep asking about your beard, but why do you keep your earrings for so many years? Have you thought of removing them? Also, if Luke fights James, who will win?
Luke would win. No offense, James. They're not even in a similar weight class. James is like my size. Sorry, James. As for the earrings, I don't know. They're just they're. I've had them since I was in grade 9 or grade 10 or something like that. And these exact earrings, like these exact hoops and the one stud that I have, I've had for almost the entire time I've known Yvonne. So like 15 years or something like that. At this point, they kind of just feel like part of my body. I don't really think about them. They definitely took a lot more criticism in the early days of the channel. It's like, oh, what are you, gay because you have earrings? Like, A,
under every single video,
and B, oh my God, who cares? Like, jeez, right? Yeah. But for those of you, for the Zoomers out there, right? It was a different era. That was what passed for, I don't know, humor, I guess. I don't know.
I'm not exaggerating. It was under every single video. Like a lot of comments. It was brutal. It was stupid.
Yeah. So and to be clear, it's not that I'm offended by being called gay. I don't care. I don't think that's a problem. I'm not. I just happen to not be. I just think it's really stupid to look at piercing. And anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is, they're there. They don't care. Get used to it. Sorry, what am I saying? One of them is actually stuck. One of them is fused. So this stud does not come off anymore. I did actually try to remove it once because I forget what it's made of. I think it's gold. And my daughter's piercing was having a lot of trouble healing. And so I was like, oh, I need something that has a longer, what's the... I don't know. I forget what it's called. Pin. I forget what it's called, but the shaft part. I need one that had a longer one so that it wouldn't stick against one side and get all goopy. And I tried to take mine out, and I actually could not with pliers on both sides. Like I couldn't. It seems to be fused in some way. So maybe it's not made of gold, in which case it's maybe good that I never put it in her ear. But I ended up having to find something else. So that one doesn't come out. So that's part of it at least. I'd have to cut it off.
Yo, LDL, love the show and looking forward to...
Post! That's it. Dang it. Thank you.
Post, yeah.
Yeah.
It's what you do on Twitter now.
That's not where I would have gone with it. That's what you do with your computer. Well, maybe not your computer, my computer.
It's been having a lot of trouble doing that lately, I'll tell you that.
Got him.
That hurts a lot. You have no idea how much that hurts, Linus.
Well, you have Threadripper, so I had some idea.
I don't know if Linus can talk. How many times has your computer broke in the last like 6 months?
Actually, I had an AMD driver crash recently. I updated my Radeon drivers, and I haven't had another one. But man, having some second thoughts about my AMD challenge conclusion.
My
anyway.
computer has a hand repaired CPU and a GPU that rests on top of the case, and it seems to work more than yours.
I think Linux overwrote Intel's management engine on the system I'm building right now.
Oh no.
And it makes all the temperatures go to negative 200 million degrees and none of the IPMI stuff works. But then if you put a Windows disk in it, it's great. It's the weirdest thing ever. Anyway, yo LDL, love the show and looking forward to the Black Friday deals. Question for the Big L. My little girl is now 7 months old and I'm worried for her future. Do you have any concerns about the future of your daughters?
Dude, I have concerns about the future in general, never mind just for my daughters.
Yeah.
I have no idea how my kids' generation is going to live in Vancouver with the housing affordability issues that we have here. I have no idea what the job market is going to look like when these kids start looking for work. And we're at the point now where, my eldest is what? Somewhere between 5 and 10 years from joining the workforce. Like 5 and 15. Like this is not some far distant future thing that I'm considering, but the problem is that it's enough in the future that we could see significant progression in AI to the point where there is an actual surplus of meat bags that are needed to just do shit, right? Like it's legitimately really scary. So yes, I do. You're normal.
Hey, Linus, remember when I asked about the damage by Dennis and Colton? Well, on the LTT clip, it got some mixed feedback. What are your notes on it? Also, I love the retro stickies.
Most of the really negative feedback on this clip, which seems to be far and away the best viewed video on this channel. That is wild. $4 million on it. $4 million. No. 4 million views.
Let's go!
Yeah, exactly. 4 million views on a piece of the WAN show is pretty unbelievable. Yeah, that's like way far and away the best performer. Most of them are just people misunderstanding the situation, which is pretty typical, right? Like anger to me, and I don't mean, righteous fury. I mean just like just anger. Often comes from a place of ignorance or an inability to fully understand the situation because almost it's unless it's precipitated by someone else's utterly irrational behavior, right? There's almost never no reason for something. And if you take the time to understand it, it can change the way you feel about it, is at least sort of my philosophy on it. And a lot of people's anger at this clip about me describing being angry comes from a place of not understanding what happened. A lot of people are extremely bothered by the fact that, you know, here I am complaining about employees damaging my floor when I should have just had professional contractors work on it in the first place instead of exploiting them. And I'm sitting here going, what the f are you talking about? They snuck into my house and damaged my floor as part of making a video. So they were doing their jobs. They were just f***ing them up. So I mean, there's some controversy about the video, but most of it is just people who don't pay attention being people who don't pay attention and just getting angry. I guess I should clarify the anger thing a little bit again as well, because there are lots of reasons to be legitimately angry about, you know, even the state of the world even. But if you're just angry all the time, I think a lot of that can come from not taking the time to listen and fully understand a situation. And I think we see a lot of those personality types under a video like that clip where it's obvious that, like, okay, a typical retention curve for a video has about half of the people gone by the end of it, which means that probably about a quarter of them are gone by, you know, the first minute or two. So that should give you some idea. That won't prevent people from commenting, but that should give you some idea how much of the actual video has been watched by, you know, a huge portion of the YouTube community, right? So this ended up kind of rambly. The point is, I'm over it. I'm not bothered by it. But yeah, people are angry because they don't take the time to properly understand. But that's their problem. That's not my problem anymore. And I've talked about this before on the show. But when I see that kind of stuff, like the just colossally stupid takes, or takes that are obviously based on not paying attention to the content at all, I'm shadow banning them. I don't have room in my brain for just that kind of nonsense. And that's not to say that, you know, if someone says something critical, they're going to get shadow banned. That's not the case at all. It's if someone says something that is just so phenomenally stupid that it makes me lose my few functioning brain cells. I'm not going to expose myself to it again. It just doesn't make any sense. So if you were to post something like, you know, maybe you shouldn't be angry at them, you know, if you're exploiting them instead of hiring a professional to move your furniture, you're shadow banned. Like, that's not what happened at all. And if you had taken the time to pay attention at all, you'd know that. So you lost being heard privileges. Sorry. And no one's going to miss you because that's really stupid. I'm doing everybody a favor.
All right.
What, was it you, Luke?
Yeah, I posted that. Yeah. No, I came and helped. I'm pretty sure I was there when we found it, right? Because we were trying to move your stuff properly, and then it was discovered.
So unhappy.
Or more of it was discovered or something.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
It was much worse under the bed than like what's peeking out in front of it.
Yeah.
Hi, LLD. If Apple is eventually forced to shut down the walled garden, do you think we will ever see an iPhone that natively runs Android?
No, that's not the issue. That's not like an antitrust problem. No.
Loving the GPU ornament. What is the best LTT store idea that was rejected so far?
The lighter snuffer combo. I wanted to do a lighter that was a butt that had a flame come out of it and you could light candles with it. And then if you pressed a different button, it would puff air out the butt and put out the candle.
Why doesn't this exist? Who do I have to blame for this, Linus?
Blame Nick Light and Kyle.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to go talk to them, I think. I'm back on your side.
People would buy the crap out of that, man.
Wow, we would just only have to sell that.
North Hopper says, I would smoke so much weed with that. Yeah, but would you put it out? That's not how this works. No,
you'd put it out just to put it out. Yeah. Just ordered the new limited edition Steam Deck and love the way it looks. What are your favorite limited edition or limited editions of games or tech that you have? What?
I don't really do the collector's edition thing, to be honest with you. I know Luke does a little bit. Like, you just, you're not wearing that watch anymore. I guess you're over it.
Well, I have a hard time wearing like anything because I just lose it all the time. I actually really like that watch, despite maybe not being so into the game anymore, and will likely continue to wear it if I am like trying to, I don't know, appear slightly more put together than I normally am. I'll say that. I was going to say dress up, but I was like, I don't think that's fair. Because yeah, I actually do quite like that watch. I think that's actually probably my favorite special edition ever. That watch is like really cool, actually works like pretty well. Build quality seems really good. It's made by, because I want to give credit to the people that actually made it. It's made by the Wand Company, I think the name is called. The Wand Company, makers of the world's finest. Website is loading very slowly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's these people. Yes, the Wand Company. They made the watch and they did a fantastic job. And I hope that they keep working with companies making special editions in the future, because that was awesome. Very, very cool. Very happy that I got it. Not only is the watch great, but even the box that it came in is awesome. So, yeah, pretty cool. Which watch was it? It's the what is it? Chronomaster watch or something like Chronomark watch from the Starfield Special Edition.
In an apocalypse Mad Max situation, which LMG member is most likely to start the Raider group, most likely to hold on to civilized values, most likely to be the cult leader?
Ooh.
Linus is the cult leader.
Oh, hell yeah. Easy. I still want to go to the mountains, Linus. When are you going to take us to the mountains, Linus?
Company town.
You promised to take us to Gaben.
Ooh. I could see James being a bit cult leadery. He might be my rival.
Oh yeah.
I could see that.
For sure.
I think Luke, don't take this the wrong way, but I think that you wouldn't want to be in charge. You would prefer to be the enforcer of the person in power. I think you're more of a defender than a like, just by nature. And like, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's usually how I work.
But yeah. I think you would be right hand Luke, regardless of who the leader is. You would be putting yourself in a position where, hold on. If you felt that their leadership was a path to better order and a better overall situation for everyone, then you would do basically anything to put yourself between them and danger. That's your role.
Yeah, that's probably where I'd fit.
Yep. Dan, I imagine, is more like Cypher from The Matrix.
Okay. Continue.
He's super technical, skilled, sells you out at a moment's notice.
Yeah, people are gonna die, but we're gonna have running plumbing and indoor lighting.
No, I'm kidding, Dan. I'm kidding.
No, I think that's pretty true.
Dan's using like people's bones as like engineering extrusion, so you can.
It's just
things.
the most efficient material, Luke. It's very abundant.
It's very light. It's very strong.
They come within 30 feet of me, and I have more tools. Skin is a very effective leather.
I feel like we could talk about this for an hour, but who would hold on to civilized values? I feel like Yvonne would be a huge pusher for civilized values.
Organization and civilized values, yeah.
But I think at a point, she would accept that we have to do what it takes to get things done. So who would really hold on? Not Colton.
No.
He'd be like, I've got guns.
Doesn't he already live in like an apocalyptic wasteland in like?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Let's go Chilliwack.
Sorry, Colton.
Yeah, I think that's about all I've got to say about that.
Okay, what else we got? I'm curious what you think the impact will be from a bunch of organizations now trying to do AI at scale without broad institutional knowledge about how to correctly measure results.
Oh, it's Wild West, man. It is and is going to be absolutely nuts for the next, like, at least 5 years. I think the upheaval that we saw today with Sam Altman getting ousted from OpenAI is just the beginning of, not the beginning, but I think is just a small fraction of the kind of infighting and chaos that we're going to see in this space. It's a land grab right now, right? There's no rules at the end of the day. And I think, yeah, it's going to be a wild time, man. Super, super wild, because people can't even agree on the basics of whether we should build AI or not right now. How can you expect consensus and everybody marching in the same direction when we don't even know if we should march?
Speaking of which, 9 minutes ago, there was a post from Greg Brockman. Sam, as in Sam Altman. Sam and I are shocked and saddened by what the board did today. Let us first say thank you to the incredible people who have worked with at OpenAI, our customers, our investors, and all of those who've reached out. We too are still trying to figure out exactly what happened. Here is what we know. Last night, Sam got a text from Ilya asking to talk at noon Friday. Sam joined a Google Meet, and the whole board except Greg, who I think he's talking about himself in third person, because I believe Greg Brockman was on the board. So the whole board except Greg was told that he was being removed. Sorry, hold on. I moved my thing and got lost. The whole board except for Greg was there. Ilya told Sam he was being fired and that the news was going out very soon. At 12:19 p.m., Greg got a text from Ilya asking for a quick call. At 12:23 p.m., Ilya sent a Google Meet link. Greg was told he was being removed from the board, but that he was vital to the company and would retain his role, and that Sam had been fired. Around this time, OpenAI published a blog post. As far as we know, the management team was made aware of this shortly after, other than Mira, who found out the night prior.
Wow. So this...
Whoa. Yeah.
Cool,
Quick,
man.
fast.
Cool.
And then Greg immediately quit. So, yeah, removed from the board, told he should stay, and then immediately left. Wow.
It's a bit of a confusing thing. I mean, do we know kind of what's happened, or is it all speculation at the moment?
Well, that's from the horse's mouth, but that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, they are literally currently trying to figure out what's going on.
Terrifying.
I know there's been some OpenAI people tweeting about how it feels like a coup, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, then. Hey, DLL, any updates on the LTT Backpack zipper pulls?
Yeah, we're still working on it. We've had some challenges with the supplier. I might as well just give you guys the update. They have completed part of the production process across the entire 160,000 unit order or whatever it is, and they want more payment. But what we had agreed to was that they would take parts of it fully to completion, and then we would give them more, and then they would fully complete, and we would pay in installments that way. And so we are pretty upset about the current situation because they're demanding more money and they haven't actually delivered anything yet, which was the deal. So I just found this out recently that's where it's kind of stalled at right now, and we are doing our absolute best to get it moving forward as quickly as we can.
Will the Black Friday deals ship in time for Christmas?
I don't see why not. I mean, well, I guess it depends what kind of a insane Black Friday we have. I've seen some of the deals that those guys are planning, but Yes, probably. Almost certainly. Like like today's going pretty nuts with all the stuff that we launched during the show. The RGBroken. Wow. Okay, can you guys like add some other stuff to your order with the RGBroken T-shirt? We're not making money on that, you guys. Jeez. It's outselling anything else on the store by like 10 to 1. Yeah, the next most sellingest item has moved 1/10 as many units. Come on, throw a water bottle in your order. You're killing me here. Sorry, what'd you say?
I don't know if you can buy a shirt that cheap like almost anywhere these days.
Oh, it's a really nice shirt too. Yeah. But like, that's what I'm saying. Get a water bottle. You guys are killing me here.
You probably should have done like a buy something else and get this shirt for $10.
Yeah, maybe if your team coded it for me, it's not supported in Shopify. I asked. That's what I wanted to do. Nick came in right before the show and was like, "Yeah, we can't do that. We could do buy this, get a deal on another this, but we can't do buy this, get X price on this." Or buy anything, get price on this. Because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do $9.99 with any purchase. And then we couldn't do that. And I was just like, all right, $9.99. And then you guys only order shirts.
Shopify is pretty specific about what you can do.
I know. And I know there's plugins and stuff. But maybe the community will just throw me a bone here. And order more than just Lost Leader shirts. You guys are gonna lose your Lost Leader privileges for Black Friday at this rate.
Yeah, Conrad just said, I just checked, we can definitely do that. I'm a little confused. I thought we've literally done this before.
Okay, maybe it was a miscommunication then. Again, back to what I was saying earlier about how the bigger an organization gets, the more stages of telephone happen, because it's possible that maybe I miscommunicated exactly the promo I wanted to run. It's possible the creator warehouse team miscommunicated to the development team. It's possible the development team miscommunicated to Luke just now, or like probably not. But my point is that these breakdowns can happen anywhere in the chain, and I'm sure we'll get it sorted out, maybe in time for Black Friday.
Yeah, something will happen.
Hey, LLD. COD Modern Warfare 3 launch has me reminiscing about the glory days of online gaming. One of the big staples in online gaming in the earlier 2010s, Halo 3, COD, GTA 5. What did you enjoy playing the most?
I missed that era of gaming because I had small children, but Luke, feel free to talk about it.
So I heard GTA 5. What else was listed there?
Halo 3, Call of Duty, etc.
Yeah,
I've not heard of that.
I was Halo 3 was a great game. I was much more of a Halo 2 fan than a Halo 3 fan. Modern Warfare, I don't know. I feel like because GTA 5 was listed, I feel like that was actually pretty close to the beginning of LTT. So I actually wasn't gaming as much as like almost any other time in my life. And most of what I was doing at that time, I'm going to curveball the heck out of you, but I was playing Mario Kart on Wii U. So what up?
What a nerd.
It was really fun.
What a poser.
Myself and the other 4 people that had Wii U's had a great time.
That's all I've got for curated. Let's go through some potentials then, I guess, unless you're answering any. No, yes, no. Hey, WAN.dll, missed the red and blue hexagon set. What video ideas for LTT took the least time to make in the last 2 years, and how did they perform compared to other videos that took more time?
Honestly, I wouldn't be able to remember exactly which ones took the least amount of time, but what I will tell you is that you would be surprised, I think, at which videos took a lot of time and which videos were sharded out in an afternoon. Like sometimes we will put a ton of work into something and get a really poor response to it. And then in other cases, we'll basically just throw something together and you guys absolutely love it. I'm scrolling through right now. trying to find examples of this. It's really what was the question again? Ones we threw together? Like fast ones?
Like the easiest and quickest turnaround for the best performance. Like basically the effort to performance ratio of your videos.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, like here's one that was super high effort. The sponsor secret shopping that was not ultimately very well received for some legit reasons and for some that I think were just sort of less legit. These are always super quick. Actually, this one was less so because we had to actually get people with notoriety to send us their setups in many cases. So there was a fair bit of digging and prep that went into this particular one. But when we just asked the community to tweet us stuff, that's relatively easy. Man, we put a fair bit of prep even into our low effort stuff these days. Like this, we shot in a couple of hours. The trying pirate game consoles from AliExpress, but like Plouffe put a bunch of work into finding good ones, getting them ordered, getting them set up so that it was all ready for a smooth production. This is relatively easy when we just buy something really cheap and crappy because no one's expecting it to be good anyway. So hey, if it is, then surprise, but we'll figure that out pretty quickly. And then if it's not good, then we just dunk on it for 23 minutes or whatever, right? So that's pretty easy. Yeah, nothing is that easy anymore. Event coverage is pretty fast turnaround, but that's out of necessity, not because we want to do the whole thing in like 14 hours or whatever. It's really challenging in its own ways. Man, this was a freaking ton of work. Build your own mechanical keyboard the right way, and it's now starting to get some legs, but it started out really slow. Updates, just like, hey, I'm just telling you guys a thing. Those are pretty low effort, but they're high effort in terms of that you have to think about and find, something to tell you all about. This was fun. Man, we make a lot of cool videos. This one, I was so disappointed that this one didn't perform better. These are hilarious. Bad sports team tech. This would be such a great stream format, just going through and doing like a watch together. But like making you guys all click on it at the same time. I've actually thought about this a lot of times. Like, could I game the algorithm a little bit if I had 3,000 people watching alongside me? I'm like, okay, let's all click it right now. Okay, we're watching, and I'm going to do director's commentary in your one ear while you listen to the video in the other ear. And so like these old videos would get this boost, and would they get like an algorithmic boost? I want to try it at some point. I had not talked about it publicly because I was like, oh, my devious plan. But I don't know, maybe somebody's done that before anyway. Like a watch together thing.
Hi DLL, with the release of the new version of the Steam Deck, have you considered going back to Valve instead of staying with the ROG Ally? Ooh. What are your favorite parts of each?
The screen, man, Steam Deck screen. And with the Ally, it's all about the performance. But yes, I am seriously, my next game that I play is going to be Octopath Traveler, and I am seriously considering ditching the Ally and going with the Steam Deck OLED. The screen is just so good, and the battery life is very enticing.
I was at an IT con last week and learned about Wasm from a dev I was chatting with. Are you familiar with it? And if so, what are your thoughts on its potential for the development on both x86 and ARM? You know about Wasm, Mr. Luke? I don't even know if he can hear it. Web assembly. Oh, he's gone. No, he's just turned his screen off.
Okay.
He's still here. He's just ignoring us.
I have nothing to contribute to that, so I guess we might have to move on.
There's Luke.
Awesome, Luke.
WebAssembly.
Are we lagging super hard?
WebAssembly.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
WebAssembly? Yeah, what about WebAssembly?
Good, yes, no, bad. Are you familiar with it? What are your thoughts on its potential for development?
I'm familiar with it. I haven't used it personally. I've heard good things. It's pretty far away from what we're gonna do. So yeah, but it's cool.
Hey LLD, a question for Linus. How would you feel about doing a Top Gear style video? You have stated previously that there are some video ideas that get shelved because the video would be too short.
I don't know that Top Gear stuff is too short. I would definitely be down to do, bigger, grander projects, but I got to be honest with you guys, it's not really the way we're built. You know, that's how someone like a Mark Rober runs things. It's like every video is like going for the grand slam, right? Whereas we're more of like, hey, let's figure out how to consistently hit line drive singles. And if we can occasionally knock it out of the park, then that's great. But we're more about more videos more frequently, giving you your daily dose of tech, and less about spending a month polishing one killer concept video and then trying to get 25, 35, 50 million views on it. It's a different approach.
I pulled the plunger on a very large.
Sorry, I'm lagging like crazy. Can you guys hear me?
We know, Luke.
Hello.
But we love you anyway.
Okay, sorry. My site's having some troubles right now, but I misspoke. Apparently, we do use some WebAssembly. That's my bad.
Okay, all good. Yeah, we can still hear you okay, but we do seem to be losing your video a little bit.
Okay.
I pulled the plunger on a very large mentor's office chair right as he was falling asleep. We both laughed way too hard. What is a simple prank that y'all have done that resulted in lots of laughter?
One of my favorites was the time I rigged up a squirt gun. I taped it to the wall, and then I set up a tripwire so that when my sister opened up the door, it would pull on the trigger and blast her. It's pretty funny.
That's pretty good.
Hey, LL.
I also just love sneaking up on Yvonne. It's just really funny.
She jumps. Yeah. I have a video on Channel Superfun of Screen Melter. That was my favorite thing I ever did.
It's evil. It's evil, man. Hey, LLD.
It's not that evil. It's coded in that you can press escape. Now, I have a version where that's not the case, but I didn't get anyone with it.
Hey, LLD. Linus, since you like Final Fantasy VI, are there any other JRPGs you enjoy? Personally, I'm not a fan of JRPGs, but I absolutely love Grandia, yet it seems hardly anyone knows it.
One of my favorites. I mean, I played through Chained Echoes recently. I played through Sea of Stars recently. Chained Echoes was definitely my favorite of the two, even if the story got a little bit off the rails. And I don't want to spoil anything, so plug your ears for the next 10 seconds if you were planning to play Chained Echoes. It's a pretty mild spoiler, but basically just like every other cutscene, there's like, but then they were betrayed. And it's like, okay, it's like this starts to lose its impact after a while. Not quite exactly that, but it's just that kind of plot twist. Okay, it's safe to come back. So I found that kind of frustrating, but I think my favorite one in terms of the best balance of gameplay, story, design, character development. I loved Crosscode. Radical Fish is working on something new. I will pre-order it, even though I always say don't pre-order. I just love that game so much that I will just give them more money. I don't really care. And it's such a good game. It's just so worth it.
Good day, DLL. Given the black market for airline parts is a thing, and it has been for a while, how about a right to repair for airline parts? I bet the official parts cost as much as the airlines can bear.
Well, that's a whole thing, though, with certification. In fact, there was a big thing recently where there was like fraudulent certifications on a bunch of airline parts, and they're in the process of tracking down where the heck all these things ended up. That's happening like right now. I think when it comes to airplane parts, things get a little bit more complicated. No, I don't actually want Joe Technician repairing the Jesus nut on a helicopter. I want certifications. I don't know if that's actually what it's called. That's just what neighbor Steve used to call it. Yeah, because if there's anything wrong with it, you better pray to Jesus, was how he explained it to me. I'm going to see if that's just a Steve thing.
I did hear him call it that.
Yes, it's a slang term for the main rotor retaining nut or mast nut that holds the main rotor to the mast of some helicopters.
You know why it's called the Jesus nut?
Is it not what I just said?
Probably.
By the way,
Dan didn't have the brain cell for.
by the way, I love this. Not to be confused with Jesus Freak, which isn't a Jesus enthusiast. Oh no. Okay.
Hey, sorry. Does it explain why it's called that as a slang term?
Yeah, because if it fails, you better pray to Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did cover that, Dan.
Sorry, I can't keep up with the merch messages right now.
You know what? You're doing great.
I'm trying really hard. I'm sorry. Hey, DLL and Cardboard L. Long-time viewer, first-time buyer. It's only a money reason or a marketing reason to not have a desktop version of an i3 1220p for where it has more E cores than P cores.
Okay, I had not looked. This is again something that I'm really excited for the lab to be able to help us do, is like dig through these deep product stacks aside from the the ones that get seeded to press and find these diamonds in the rough. This thing looks really interesting. It's got 2 P cores and then it's I forget, I looked at it a second ago, but it's either 6 or 8 E cores. So for certain types of games, it might actually be kind of killer, like kind of a great value if you don't need more than 2 performance cores. Single player games, older AAA. I don't know, man. It seems super cool, but it also definitely is going to have many applications today where it underperforms, and I think that's probably why you don't see many configurations like that. Back to your question.
Hey, I see there was a debate between Asus Ally and Steam Deck. I understand it used to be about the price difference, but is that even a valid argument, or is there a huge difference in hardware?
There's huge differences in hardware now. Not just hardware, the software. They are as different as I think 2 devices could be while existing in the exact same category, if you kind of get what I mean. It's like they are, to me, what a sports car and a pickup truck are. Like, they're just, sure, they both roll on 4 wheels, but they are nothing alike. The Steam Deck, it's Linux. It's a console. It's a very console appliance-like experience. Instant sleep, instant wake, all that kind of stuff, right? It's got the trackpad so you can play mouse games if you really want to on it. It has now the far better screen, but it comes with limitations, like the fact that it can only run Linux software, or at least software that can run on a compatibility layer. It's going to struggle with some anti-cheat. Whereas the ROG Ally is going to have like a jankier interface overall. I mean, they've done a pretty okay job of fixing it up, but it's still Windows. It's freaking Windows, right? It's more powerful, but it doesn't have as good of a screen, but also the screen is higher resolution, actually. And and now that they're priced so similarly, I saw some Black Friday deals that are going up already on the Ally. I'm looking at it going like, man, you got to research. You got to read, you got to look, you got to figure out what's important to you and go for it, because Steam Deck has better battery life, but the Ally is more compact. Like, I like carrying the Ally better than the Steam Deck. It's really bulky, right? It's really tough. It's a tough answer.
Hey, DLL, I have the original 512. Sorry, I think that's one's already been done. Let's see. Hello, LLD. First, are you considering reviewing handheld docks and accessories for the ROG Ally or Steam Deck? There are so many, but it's hard to know what's actually good.
I think that's something that we could do a better job of on Short Circuit. It's not the kind of thing that we would do on LTT, but I talked to Bell today, who's the channel manager for that, and we were just kind of chatting about like what can we do to improve our product mix over there and try and find things that are more pertinent to people's interests, because viewership's been, like, per video viewership's been down a little bit over the last while. So yeah, that's a really good idea, and maybe something that I'll flag for him. I don't know that you'll see a bunch of dock reviews all of a sudden, but it's definitely something that's going to be on our radar.
Evening, gentlemen. What is Linus's grievance against Star Trek? I remember Edsel mentioning Linus didn't like it when they moved into the editing den during moving the vlog.
Star Trek. You know what? that was a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
time ago. Was that pre-reboot? Because I loved the reboot. And I liked watching Next Generation with my dad when I was a kid, but I found it pretty boring compared to lightsabers and blasters. There's a lot of politics in Star Trek that is not that interesting to a kid. But as an adult, I actually, well, part of it is that Star Wars has gotten a lot worse. As an adult, I have no problem with Star Trek whatsoever. I just didn't get into it as a kid, so I think you're just not seeing the nostalgia glasses.
With AI coding assistants expected to bring programming to the masses, how likely do you think it is that we'll see a world where users can tailor most websites extensively to their liking?
No.
All right.
Nope.
Thanks, Luke.
I don't think that's going to be a thing pretty much at all, because as for better or worse, we're in like a very corporate stage of the internet, and corporations want control. So, yeah.
Question for Luke. Do you think we'll ever Branham? Do you think you'll ever Branham off
Branch.
Okay. Thank you. Do you think you'll ever branch off of LTT and make a car-related channel?
No.
Wow, that's a far-fetched one.
Yeah, no. I think you're massively overextending both not just my interest, but my knowledge and ability in that realm pretty extensively. I think drifting is real cool, and I had an opportunity to do something real cool in Japan. And cars are neat. I think there's a very surprising amount of crossover between people that are into cars and people that are into computers. I think it's something people don't think about all that often, but like I've been recognized like a ton at this random drifting event, because I think just curious people that like tinkering with things and messing with things and getting them to work in the way that they like. I think there's a ton of crossover with that type of people when it comes to, again, both cars and computers. So I think cars are interesting for the same reasons that I generally think computers are interesting, but they're not my main thing, and it would never be my main thing. So yeah, there you go.
Just be the one car channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My old Acura.
The Acura
Here's
channel.
all the reasons why I feel like I don't want to buy a new car.
that might be kind of fun. Like what was that? What was that story of the kid that they filmed all through his entire life? I don't remember.
Truman Show?
No. Yeah, whatever. But about a car, just until it dies forever. Let's see what else we got. Okay, how about another one for Luke? We're learning about design principles in computer science, such as solid. Does Floatplane use any of these principles? If so, is it as helpful as the textbooks say they are?
You should take so like officially, no, not really, but you should keep those things in mind. You should take that type of approach with things. A fairly interesting one to me is NASA's. I know pretty much any excuse to bring up NASA, but it's an interesting problem. You take software development and you put it in a situation where updating it is going to be very difficult. Failures are going to be extremely critical. And there's going to be a very extreme environment that it has to run in regarding like radiation and stuff. So there's going to be a lot of failures that are going to happen despite your best efforts. And it has to be able to deal with all of those different things. And the way that they approach software development, considering those variables, is very interesting. Now, you take the extremely hypercritical nature of software development for NASA and you compare it against website that plays video on the internet, and they're very different things. So like we consider stuff, but I wouldn't say that we like follow anything like that.
Let's see. Dan and Luke, what changes did you have to put in place to enterprise your IT infrastructure for the company after years of not having a person whose job it was to manage it?
Well, we're still doing that. One of the things that we've been doing is going through and just finding all of the stuff that really should not exist in the way that it currently does. I think saying enterprising is a little far from where we're currently at. So there's a lot to be done, but like adding remote monitoring systems to things, adding monitoring in general, monitoring and notifications for stuff in general.
Redundancy.
Redundancy has been a big one. We're still
Still working on
this
that.
is one of the reasons. That's why, yeah, exactly. So all of this stuff is still being worked on. It's not done. But yeah, we're adding a lot of monitoring. We're adding a lot of redundancy. We have issues in quite a few different places where the IT budget for the company has been, if we can get it for a video, that's awesome. So in a lot of places, we'll have one of something where at this scale, you would really want two so they can fail over. So if that thing goes down, or if that thing even needs to be updated, everything is going to go down. So adding redundancies to those situations, adding monitoring and notification support so we can tell when things go down more easily, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, has been good. Things have been improving, but it's slow and it's going to continue to be slow.
We ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Nick messaged me. He's like, yeah, that was on me. I was so focused on trying to do it automatically when you add to cart that I forgot we could do it via discount code. End of Friday brain.
Oh, we took
End of
his
Friday
brain cell.
We
That's
did.
what happened.
We stole Nick's brain cell. Yeah.
Wait, did I tell you I
And then we
finished
shared it.
Titanfall?
No. What?
I'm
When?
done. I don't know. I don't remember.
What do you think? What are your thoughts?
It was really good. I don't know what you're talking about that happens after the time mechanism thing that's better. I actually thought that was the highlight of the game.
Oh, did I say it was better? I don't think
You said,
I meant
or maybe
it
you
was
said
better.
it was almost as good. I don't think anything else was even close. It was kind of samey. It had a typical kind of FPS climax. I felt.
Yeah, I don't know. Almost as good might be an exaggeration as well. I liked it a lot. The absolute peak of the game is the time shifting for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
But I guess especially on like the hardest difficulty, the ending portion where you get the auto pistol
Is hard.
You said you weren't wall running much.
Yeah, I wall ran.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't
can
try
do like
to
the
wall run the whole
entire
level though. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, when you get the auto aiming, the smart, not auto pistol, the smart pistol.
Yeah.
When you get the smart pistol, you can like wall run the whole rest of the game basically.
Okay. All right. I can see how that would be
never
fun.
stop, and it's very fun because you get to focus really hard on the wall running because the pistol's just going to shoot for you. And it was pretty.
Okay, so
entertaining.
maybe
it's not as good. It's not as good as the time shifting watch.
I think I lost the plot there a little bit then because I was still just going through the level thinking I at first I thought the pistol was going to run out of ammo at some point or I was still they put you in this like survival mindset. You have one pistol. You can either use it on him or you can use it on you. Like I maybe I just got the wrong vibe from it.
Yeah. So what I got from that was like it's a race basically. You are equipped with the what was it called, the serve kit or whatever, the seer kit.
Yeah. You're
equipped with the seer kit, and you have to go, and this is all you've got, and you just go. And yeah, I found that part very fun. But yeah, I'm happy you liked it. That's cool. What are you doing next?
Pirates of Silicon Valley.
That's the next one?
Yep. Well, that's the last one.
No, you said Hackers as well.
Oh, all right. Yeah, sure, fine.
Oh man, you gotta watch. You haven't seen Hackers?
I haven't seen Hackers. I know.
Why are you pushing that one out of your mind?
I forgot. Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you were pushing back against it. I think
Dan's like bothered.
So mad.
I'm just confused.
So mad.
It's campy and fun. I don't know. Okay, what else we got? Hi LLD, what has been the most surprising smash hit on LTTStore.com?
Ooh.
Brett?
No.
Not bread?
I wouldn't describe that as a smash hit. I mean, we moved some bread.
You know what would have been a good smash hit?
Yeah.
The lighter.
A lighter.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. That wouldn't have been a surprise, though, Dan. That's not the question.
Would have been a surprise to Nick.
That would have been an obvious smash hit. I'm loading up 4 years of data, so give the poor Shopify servers a second here.
Maybe I can deflect and go to a question for Luke.
Maybe do one more in the meantime.
Okay, so I guess this one would be for Luke. Yeah, I am a teen who really likes doing tech and programming in general. Luke, as someone who is mainly a C dev, do you have any advice for a new C dev with less than years experience? Thanks. I love the show.
Whoa, I don't know if saying mainly a C dev would be fair, because I don't know if calling me a dev would be fair. It's been a long time since I've actually done like actual development work. I really liked C, and back when I was doing actual development, which at this point was a decade ago, I think I was actually decently good, but it was a very, very long time ago. And honestly, okay, by the time I was really rooted in C, it would probably be closer to 12 to like 13 years ago, because I was moving on to other stuff before I started working with Linus. For a new C dev, I don't know. At this point, things have moved on from when I did it. I'm sure things are very different, but there's some people already saying this in chat, and I've always said this for any type of development: just start doing stuff. Start trying to make stuff. With C especially, if your brain works this way, which is why you might be interested in C, start trying to get some like embedded circuit systems so that you can start developing stuff that will do things in real life. That's what I really liked about it. C and BASIC I found very useful for that type of stuff. Learn your pointers and just start making things. I would start making things before studying too much, because then you'll find the stuff that you like want to learn, and then you can study that so that you can get better at making things, and you can keep making things. Yeah,
I think that's probably the best thing is have a thing that you want to do with it, and then Google the problem that you're trying to make it do, not the thing that you want it to do.
You should see what you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Shopify.
Yeah, I would say the biggest. Now there's a couple. The short circuit long sleeve that I tried to cancel, and then we ended up selling.
Oh wait, no, this is
the long sleeve, long sleeve T-shirt, whatever that is. I would say the biggest surprise for me was the towel. We move thousands and thousands of towels. We don't promote them. We never talk about them. I'd say out of all the products on the site, they are one of the least unique compared to other things of that nature. The thing we did differently with the towel is the same thing that we did with our desk pads, where it's the same price no matter what size. So obviously people really like the huge towels. So I guess they're a pretty good value in everything, but so is Value Village, right? Like you can get a towel cheaper if you really want. But people buy the crap out of the towel, and I don't quite understand it. I keep bringing this up internally, like, hey guys, when's our next towel? Just that like thing that low key everybody needs, but we don't really have to do anything to sell it. We just source a decent towel, techify it a little, and like profit.
Kitchen rags.
Okay, that's just a small towel, Dan. You got to think a little bit outside the box here, man. Help me out.
Garage rags.
Okay, that's enough. We're putting you back in the drawer now.
I own 4 towels. I own one of your sweater, right?
Yeah,
it's great. Everybody buys multiple of the same thing.
Oh, I see.
That's what I'm talking about. Like
Okay.
I have a set in my bathroom, and then I have a set to be in the cupboard so that I can swap them out more often, right? If I have 3 or 4 bathrooms in my house, I'm going to have 10 of the same product, and maybe,
All right, fair enough.
right?
All right.
Okay, let's see. Hi again, Dan and Linus and Luke. While I'm asking about rainbow things, any more pride-colored computer-themed merch coming? More rainbow anodized limited run pins so I can actually get one this time?
I wasn't even aware that they were gone. I can definitely. Dan, do you actually mind forwarding this one to the design team, maybe to Sarah? And then, maybe we'll bring those back, because I hadn't. A lot of the pin drops are meant to be limited edition. I didn't think the keyboard ones in the various colorways were necessarily meant to be as limited. So maybe we could do those once in a while or something like that. Yeah,
I've had some friends ask about those too.
Yep.
You said Sarah?
Sarah.
Let's see.
Sarah. We're all sharing one brain cell today. You can see Luke is just completely like asleep right now.
I'm assuming the show is ending soon, so I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get up to the circuit.
Heck yeah.
Walk.
That's not going to be an option if I want to get there even remotely on time.
Fast train. Let's see. Okay, we've got 3 more. Can we make it through 3 more?
Yes.
Hi, Linus. There was a ROG reboot video where you mounted a fan to a CPU cooler with these rubber mounts. They fit in between the fins. Do you know what they are called?
Oh, I think those were actually included with that particular cooler. Don't quote me on that. Tell you what, if you tweet at me with the screenshot of that, I will try to remember to look at it sometime this weekend. Not at Linus Tech, at Linus G. Sebastian.
Atomic Age Ace in Full Play Chat has a pretty good point. I'm kind of surprised we don't have a microfiber cloth.
Well, Apple beat us to the punch. If anyone's going to have an even more overpriced premium microfiber cloth, it's going to be Apple. So we've kind of figured now they stole our thunder. No, that's not actually why. We should probably do it at some point.
Hey, LLD, question for Luke and Dan. What is your favorite Linus quote? Mine is, WAN showtime happens when a wizard decides that it arrives. March 30th, 2018.
You just stole that from Lord of the Rings. I think there's got to be better Linus quotes than that.
My favorite Luke quote is, comb it with a brick.
What?
I don't remember what he was trying to say. But he said he said the words, comb it with a brick. I immediately challenged him to explain what he meant, and I don't remember his response being very coherent.
That was a WAN show back in the garage.
Was it WAN show? I thought that was offline.
No, I think that was WAN show.
I don't think so. Comb it with a brick. I still, to this day, have no idea what the fuck you were talking about.
I don't remember anymore, so I don't know.
Joseph L.
A really, really old WAN show.
What do you think is going on with MyQ blocking access to Home Assistant and other third-party apps? Okay, we talked about that last week, but I had meant to talk about 8 Sleep being complete heads about access to their sleep pods, API access and stuff like that. So those guys, we worked with them on a sponsored thing once, but as long as they keep behaving like this, that's not going to happen again. And their excuse is they are cutting off access because they have something better in the works. And it's like, no, you launch the better thing and you let people work with the kind of kludgy thing for now if they want to. Put warnings in front of it. I don't care. But don't just cut it off. It's ridiculous. Sorry, that was it.
You talk about always moving forward in terms of content at LMG. Are there any practices or content types on the way out?
Honestly, we do. It's less of like a decision we make that we're not going to do anything like that before, or we're going to move in this direction. You know, we often try to make those kinds of decisions. Like I remember seeing the success of Scrapyard Wars way back in the day, especially driving subscriptions to Floatplane and thinking, oh, we need to do way more serialized content. But it's not that simple. You can't decide what end product you need and then just hope you have a creative spark that gets you there. That's how you end up with TV, you know? So we like to be very seat of our pants driven, but that's not always possible. So you have to have systems, and so it's a balancing act, right? And I would say it's more of a slow evolution. One of the things that's been happening since the shutdown is the writers' meeting does weekly. They call them post-more funds, because post-mortem had kind of like a, you know, crappy vibe to it. So there are more funds. And we basically just go through what went well this week, what went poorly. I usually don't get to attend them because they take place during WAN show at the end of the week. But because Luke was off-site and because I wasn't actually shooting anything in the lead up to WAN show, I got to sit in on part of one today. And it's really cool, just kind of talking about things that went well, things that didn't go as well, and, you know, working together to you know, keep making better content. I mean, we definitely... it's no secret that we have taken a bit of a hit to viewership ever since the shutdown. I'm not going to deny that. But what I'm really proud of is the way that the team is pulling together to make the very best content that we can, and how swift that recovery has been. You know, if you look at, obviously you guys don't have access to the same dashboard that I do, so your view is not going to be quite as granular. But once this month is over, you're going to see there's going to be this line, and then it's going to go like this, and then it's going to go boom, boom, boom. Like we're back, baby. I mean, the team is, it's incredible. I say it all the time, but world class. And it's not the kind of thing that I could do by myself. So it was really cool watching that creative process today. And even though I've seen a lot of the results of it, you're sort of seeing how the sausage was made even internally here. Really neat.
And I have another message from one of our world-class team members. That's from Mr. Nick Light.
Oh.
Microfiber shirt in shop towel blue.
Oh, that's right. That's hilarious. I forgot about that. I wanted to do a shirt made entirely of microfiber. It's a really weird garment. I actually really like it. We have a prototype.
Have you tested on anybody with any sort of body hair?
No. Oh no, but it only has one more textured side, and then it has like a less textured side. So I think the idea is to wear it microfiber side out. I don't remember.
No, I just want to wear it microfiber side in.
Yeah, you just wear a microfiber
torture
cloth.
Shirt.
Like, it's hilarious. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a failure. Maybe it'll be a sleeper hit.
I'll take 20 and use them to clean my computer.
Either way, Luke got somewhere to be, and I was going to say you guys have somewhere to be, but let's face it. You hang out with us every Friday, which we love, but see you again next week.
Bye!
Yeah, that.
Dan, play Linus in Super Check so he doesn't get sad.
But he'll win!
Yeah, he wins every time anyway.
Yeah, I can try. Yeah, sure. I have to post tech link though, which is important. We're still live though. Yeah, wait for the catch up. I didn't say that. Yeah.